didn't even know why after this pain. Why does she stay on my mind?
On my mind all the time.
Hey, I saw them. Was it early this year at the United
February
Center?
4th, honey. February 4th, day after my birthday.
Oh, why would I remember that?
Because it was your birthday.
February 12th.
Yeah.
They rock.
You celebrate the whole month?
No,
I do. I celebrate the whole month.
I think people celebrate the whole month that's very effeminate.
Well, my friend that's a man, that's Aquarius, he celebrates all month.
Doing what?
He does all kinds of things. Shout out to Falasha Vaz.
Falasha Baz.
Yeah.
But I don't know so many guys. I'm celebrating the whole month.
Yeah, he celebrates because that's Aquarius. We like
Yeah,
attention.
I don't know
Right.
about attention.
Yeah, I
We
don't
do
mind
things
calling
different.
it. I don't mind calling it attention. We like good attention. We don't like all that other stuff, that passive
Really?
aggressive stuff. Mustafa, make sure you call in because we didn't get to you yesterday.
Come on, Mustafa.
I want you to open us up. I promised I'd be quiet right now. Just for 5 seconds.
That's gonna be.
Shut up. Just bring up
Bring
the
us
show.
in.
Just bring
That's
us
gonna
in.
be- It's such an awesome experience for me. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? I'm Ken Duncan. I am sitting in for Atiba Buchanan, and I am prayerful that he is healing well with his new kidney replacement. I think that's a phenomenal journey he's been through, and he's succeeding.
You made it sound like a hip replacement.
Man, I hope it's as easy as I just hope I just hope he does well.
Mm-hmm.
I miss his energy, and he's so smooth and suave, and he loves his WVON and Dr. LaDonna Ray,
Mm-hmm.
who's joining me today here on the Talk of Chicago. And we have a very interesting lineup.
No.
Oh, that's your job.
No, you
like-
got to tell people. You got to remember where
Oh,
they
yeah,
are.
listen.
Yeah.
First off, this is the
Mhm.
afternoon show.
Yeah.
And I need for you to dial in, to go to our Facebook Live and share it, like it, share it. Tell as many people as you can. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to what's up, Mike Berries, Birdies. I'm looking for good vibrations because we're gonna have a great show. And this is the Talk of Chicago. It's Ken and LaDonna. I don't want her to get too used to it because Atiba is gonna be right black, brother Art. And the line's open. 591-1690, 591-1690. After a week of being upside down with our phone lines and the storm that was unprecedented, we actually lost some of our power. So we're back. We see Art. I see Angel. We're going to get black to them as soon as we bring in. Why don't you introduce the guests?
Okay.
How about that, LaDonna?
No,
and Mustafa heard you, apparently.
He did. I told him he better call in because we didn't get to him yesterday, and I promised that I was going to get to Mustafa today.
That's
so
nice
he's
you keeping your word.
Yeah, I try to be a woman of my word as long as I remember it. That's the issue, remembering it.
Well,
so.
here's the last point on these Art,
Yeah.
Angel,
Mhm.
and Mustafa. I'm going to agree with probably 90% of what they say.
Okay.
Angel and I don't think I've maybe a few times disagreed with some of the things you've said, but he and I are usually politically aligned.
Yeah.
Art is my man because he sees clarity
Mm-hmm.
for our community,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows that we need a community code of conduct, which is 1,000%
Which I use that now.
accurate.
I say community code of conduct. I got it
Art
from
knows
Art.
what the hell he's doing.
I gave him credit the first 12 times I said it. Now I just say it.
Yeah, see, he's conditioning us, all of us. And Mustafa obviously is Mustafa.
Okay. Here we go. Mustafa
From the Lion
yes,
King.
I'm so glad he called in. Well, watch this. I definitely want to get this going before we go to break. Did you know August was Black Business Month?
No.
All right. So that's a sad thing because it was actually started, I believe, in 2007 rather. I just had the information up. I'll give you that information when we come back. But I do want to get our guest introduced. August is National Black Business Month. Every year, we're supposed to encourage people to shop Black, support Black, and buy Black. But after the hashtags, my question is, after that fades, do we continue to buy Black in September and October and the months that come after up until the next August? What really changes? Does 1 month of recognition actually help Black-owned businesses grow? Hire more people, right? We talked about how there's a lot of solopreneurs out there.
Yes.
And build generational wealth. Or are we celebrating without creating lasting economic impact? So today's guest knows the answer firsthand. Her family didn't just open a business. They built a legacy rooted in health, service, and community. that has stood the test of time for more than 3 decades. And what's remarkable is that it all started because one family member, simply looking for answers to their own health challenges, was able to be not just part of the product, but part of the product.
I love that.
They weren't trying to become entrepreneurs. They were trying to help someone they loved feel better. And that's a personal journey, eventually, I should say, grew into multiple locations, thousands of customers, and more than 15 years on these very airwaves here at WVON. As you remember, the Aloe Ladies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just saying we had the Aloe Ladies. But on the live line, we have Larice Pullins of the Aloe Shop. Hi, Larice.
Hi, LaDonna. Hi, Ken.
Hey,
Thanks for
Larice.
having me today.
All
Of
right.
course, of course. I wanted to bring you in before we went to break. So we're going to break for traffic and weather. And when we come back, it's all about you, boo.
All right.
Okay.
Larice
Looking
Pullins.
forward to it.
And
All
we'll be
right.
right back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
How many hours did you waste in traffic last year? Take control of your commute on Metra. Spend your time relaxing and let us handle the driving. Plus, our 95% on-time rate means we get you there fast. Metra. Drive less. Do more.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you in living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning, 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
You never know who's going to stop by WVON.
We're talking about none other than Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane, welcome to WVON.
I'm glad to be here.
Joining us on the live line is Dr. Umar. Welcome to the show, Dr. Umar.
Peace and Pan-Africanism. Good afternoon, Chicago.
Reverend Al Sharpton, welcome back to the Cleopatra Show.
Thank you. Always glad to be with you on the Cleopatra Show. One of the best that did it.
We are the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley, inviting you to join me weekdays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here on WVON. I am bringing you a national perspective on all the happenings in the Black community and, of course, politics. It's talk radio for us, by us, and this is where America listens.
It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays from 6 to 9 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
You've got mail.
Are you an insider? Well, if you're part of the WVON family, you should be. Sign up for the WVON's weekly Insider e-newsletter and stay in the know on all things VON. It's news, it's entertainment, it's the 411 on all things Chicago. Become an insider. Sign up on the WVON app or at WVON.com. You're now connected.
Goodbye.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON, traffic and weather now.
Good afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th. stop and go traffic 28 minutes. I-57, right I-80, slow go 22 minutes. Bishop Ford, right I-80, 94, slow moving traffic 23 minutes. Update. Dan Ryan downtown on 95th. There is an accident causing 2 left lanes to be blocked. Dan Ryan before 95th Street, an hour and 8 minutes. I-57 Ryan to I-80 update. No delays, 13 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic, 40 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfdale Post Office, stop and go traffic, 35 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic, 45 minutes. And Edens, Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing, 15 minutes. Your weather for 2 days, Chicago, partly cloudy with stray showers. Have 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 80 and a low of 64 in our city. It's currently 80 degrees and partly cloudy. I'm Logan Page, and that's your traffic and weather update on WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Thank you. That's right. We're celebrating this month, the month of August. Actually, we're celebrating all 12 months. Okay, but this is National Black Business Month. It's observed each and every August to celebrate the support Black-owned enterprises across the United States. Founded. Do you have that information?
Yeah, I do actually,
Yeah.
and I thought I forwarded it to you, but
I have it. I just
it's all good.
I didn't want to hog the mic.
So here's a scenario. This started only a few years ago in 2014.
No, it was 2004.
2004?
Yeah.
Did I read that wrong?
Possibly, because you're only 10 years off. But
that's all. Just 10 years. And the one brother was an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I know the other one was a historian. Dr. Williams, or let me pull out
by historian John Williams Templeton, and engineer Frederick E. Jordan Sr.
Yes.
The annual event highlights the economic impact. Over 3 million Black entrepreneurs, promotes strategies to build multi-generational wealth. Supposedly, right? So we do have on the live line, we have Laurice on the line. She is from actually you deal with aloe vera healing and can you give us a little bit of what the products are? Because all I see is the healing effects. And I'm like, wait a minute. What all do you have, Miss Laurice Pullins of the Aloe Shop?
Oh, well, I can tell you that the Aloe Shop carries our premium aloe vera juice, gel, and 2 natural skincare products, our aloe oil moisturizer, and our aloe vera bar soap.
Okay. So you have a very personal story to this. As I kind of alluded to, you had a family member that was stricken with what? Did they have a stroke or something of that nature? And they had mobility issues?
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
My husband, Mark, he had a stroke when he was 40. He's now 60. My mother-in-law, who started the Aloe Shop, made sure that Mark drank that aloe vera juice every day. She would not let up on him. Between Jesus, that aloe vera juice, that rehab bike, my husband is straight as an arrow now. You wouldn't know he had a stroke unless he told you.
Oh my gosh. I remember my great aunt used to insist on drinking that nasty aloe vera juice, but it has changed.
My husband's name is Mark.
Okay. Let me ask this. What is premium aloe vera juice compared to
the flavored stuff that's
how do we know what's what, Laurice?
Our aloe vera juice is 99.8% purified inner leaf aloe vera juice and gel. And the only other thing in there is a teeny bit of food grade preservative, so it does have a shelf life, but it has no water, sugar, or any other additives added to it. So you can drink 2 to 4 ounces every day straight, or you can add it to whatever you like to drink. Water, tea, juice. I add it in my smoothie every morning, and I don't miss a day.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be 60 years old in December, and I feel very good. Yeah. So it's doing. My husband, he drinks his every day. He drinks his straight. My sister-in-law drinks hers every day, and we don't let up. And we're trying to get the word out that this is a very good product to have added to your natural wellness maintenance regimen every day.
You've been in business. You've been in business for 35 years. And along with that, you have seen some people come in one way and leave out another after drinking the aloe vera juice. Now, I don't want it to sound like you're promising that this is what would happen, but can you tell us what you've observed? It's some people that have come to you and then just started their journey with the aloe vera juice on a daily regimen, and then what the results were.
Yes, we have some customers now who are original from back in the day when my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law were on the radio and started the company, and they're still coming and very happy that we're right here on 95th Street to promote this product, to have it available, and they have testimonies online on our website, and they come in and tell us how it's benefited them in one way or another with digestion, or it's helped them with inflammation in their joints, and their knees feel better, and their hands feel better, and it's just a well-rounded product. It's not fancy, it's not faddish. It's been in history recorded for over 5,000 years. And people are still being blessed by it. And we want more people to be and to know about it. And we have our one retail shop, 117 East 95th Street. We're on sale at Living Fresh Market in Forest Park.
Love that.
Market
Yes,
throughout the city. Yeah. And right now we have a $5 off of our aloe vera juice and gel gallons for our founder's birthday sale, which is my mother-in-law, Loretta. And that sale runs until August 31st in shop and online.
What is the address? You sound 95th.
She just gave it.
Yeah,
She said 117.
117. Okay.
East 95th Street. We're right near 95th and Michigan.
Did you know that this was Black Business Awareness Month?
Oh, yes. I've seen a lot of posts on social media. We are posting on social media so people know and are made aware that we're here. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Next Door Neighborhood, everybody.
And has it helped your business, or have you seen a plateau, or has it helped your business because it's Black Business Awareness Month?
We've seen a slight plateau. A slight plateau, yeah. Not as set on fire as we would like it to be, but the more people come, the more they hear about us, the more they hear about people having benefits from using the product consistently. That's how we'll have our business to grow, and more people will reap benefits from consistent use.
Nice.
So, Larice,
yeah,
we're at the bottom of the break. What I want to do is to find out, because aloe vera has had a long run, and I'm trying to find out right now. We're getting moringa, we're getting kale. We had that run,
turmeric,
right?
Yeah.
How much of this is a fad, trend, or a cult when we come back here on the Talk of Chicago 1690?
Well, I love that. I want to ask them a question when they call. Just real quick. I just want to say, has there been a Black-owned business you supported for years because they consistently earned your trust? Give us a call. Definitely.
That's for callers.
Absolutely. 773-591-1690. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon, Chicago. Keep pushing. The weekend is getting closer. I'm Logan Page, and here it's happening in your local and national news. Cook County property tax bills are going out 2 months later. They will all be mailed out by September 1st. Bills are due by October 1st. Second installment bills normally go out in July and are due in August. In other news, there's new information in connection to the case of a missing Chicago U.S. postal worker. WVON's Annette Flournoy has more.
It's been nearly 8 years since Kiara Coles went missing. The 26-year-old was 3 months pregnant with her first child. She was last seen October 2018 at an ATM inside a Walgreens. The reward in her case is now increased to $250,000 for information that could help locate her. The U.S. Postal Service upped the reward. Her mother, Karen Phillips, continues to keep Kiera's name in the public. The Chicago Police Department classifies Cole's disappearance as an open but cold case. Annette Flurnoy, Our News Now, 1690 WVON.
In other news, President Trump has nominated White House aide Heidi Overton to lead the Food and Drug Administration. Overton currently serves as Deputy Director of the White House Domestic Policy Council and would fill the position vacated by former FDA Commissioner Marty Makary. Trump praised her as a rock star who takes on difficult issues. Some conservatives support the nomination, while a former Trump health official questioned her management experience. And Moderna and Merck say an experimental vaccine showed promise in preventing melanoma from returning on spreading in high-risk patients. Interim trial results found the vaccine combined with Merck's Keytruda appeared to extend the time before cancer returned. The companies have not yet published the results or released the new data. The findings are expected to be presented at an upcoming medical meeting and shared with regulators. I'm Logan Page, and that's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
Rufus Williams. The thrill of summer is finally here, which also means it'll be over before we know it. This fall, the Rufus Williams Travel Club is heading to Charleston, South Carolina, October 8th through the 12th. Join me as we experience the beauty, the brilliance, and the culture of one of America's most captivating cities. We'll enjoy the charm of the Lowcountry, breathtaking scenery, incredible cuisine, and the rich African-American history of Charleston. There will also be a few special surprises designed just for our group. So whether you're traveling alone, with family, or with friends, you'll be welcomed into an unforgettable experience filled with great people and great memories. Space is limited, and the best rates are right now. Simply go to WVON.com, click on the Rufus Williams Travel Club banner, and reserve your space. Advantage International is the official travel partner of the Rufus Williams Travel Club. Charleston, South Carolina, October 8th through the 12th. Travel with people, travel with purpose, travel with us.
Get your outfits, grab your crew, and get on board with the Me Plus 3 special starting at $1,000 per person. This time, join the Foundation Fantastic Voyage 2025 cruise will be fun, entertaining, and this will be a once-in-a-lifetime event with seminars, fitness workouts, parades, concerts, and much more starting at $1,000. Call 214-495-1963 to book your Me Plus 3 cabin. Prices are based on 4 passengers in the cabin, so book today while they last and before cabins are sold out.
This report is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Still sleeping on that old bed? Mattress Firm sleep experts can help you choose the perfect upgrade. They'll guide you every step, answering your questions. Shop today and save big during the best sale of the year. They'll make sleep easy.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good afternoon, Summertime Shy. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th. Bumper-to-bumper traffic due to an earlier accident, 56 minutes. I-57, Ryan Talieti, 2-minute delay, 17 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan Talieti, 94, stop and go traffic, 18 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive, to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic, 40 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfton Post Office, stop and go traffic, 41 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic, 48 minutes. And Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing, 15 minutes. Your weather for today, Chicago, partly cloudy, stray showers, high of 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 80 and a low of 64. In our city, it's currently 80 degrees and partly cloudy. I'm Logan Page, and that's your traffic and weather update on WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Okay. It's the afternoon show. Dr. LaDonna Ray, State Rep Ken Duncan. Atiba is out healing, as you well know. But he's healing and feeling, because I still talk to him, and he sounds like himself, guys. We are talking about supporting Black businesses. It is Black Business Awareness Month, National Black Business Awareness Month. And I want to know from you, what Black business have you supported that in over the years that has earned your trust and has that you would recommend to someone else, and that you wouldn't run to Yelp as soon as they make a mistake. Because actually joining us on our live line is Laurice, who is with the Aloe Shop. She runs the Aloe Shop along with her husband. Am I saying that right? Mark is running it with you. You guys are a team.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Along with my sister-in-law. Yes.
I love that. All right. We're going to go to these phone lines as promised. Let me go ahead and grab Mustafa. Hey, Mustafa, you're live on WVON.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing swell-tastic, sir.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm at work. But nonetheless, yesterday you were talking about baseball and how baseball teams have died, not enough Black players. Man, now, real quick, I grew up in the Jeffrey Mountain, and we used to have Southeast Little League. And that was a dynamic Little League.
Uh-oh, Mustafa, you in the Matrix. Get you in the Matrix. You gotta.
He's in the left wing of his mansion.
Go ahead, Mustafa.
Yeah, Southeast Little League lasted my entire 10 years, from like 11 when I started playing to about 18 when I went away to college. I went to college on a baseball scholarship.
Okay.
But nonetheless, baseball was real active. We used to play strikeout in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago. I mean, that was big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
What position did you play, by the way, Mustafa?
I was a utility man. I could pitch. I could play all positions.
Oh, yeah.
Going high school, played there. Went to Lincoln College, played there. With Illinois State, played there.
All right.
Went as far as I could go. But I'm saying, after I finished college, and this was early, I mean, this is 1981, 82, it began to be a decline in guys playing strikeout on the street. I didn't see it as much. And now it's almost non-existent.
You don't even see it.
You see those boxes everywhere.
Right, exactly. Yep. Thank you so much, Mustafa. Thank you, sir. We love you. All right. Thanks for calling back. I love it. Hey, we're going to go ahead and Laurice, he was just commenting on a show we had yesterday, but and we were talking about baseball. Okay. Why our Black boys are disappearing from baseball as an industry. Boy, I tell you, that will spill over. Let's go ahead and grab Angel. Angel, you're live on the WVON.
Brother Angel.
Good afternoon, my friend. I didn't call for this reason, but anyway, 117 95th Street, right? Am I right or wrong?
117 East 95th.
Okay, I'm going to start
95th and Michigan Avenue.
Okay, because I had a stroke 6 years ago, and I'm like 80% here and 20% off. So I'm going to go to the store probably by Friday, and then I'm going to buy some of the juice. And the only reason,
wow.
No, I will stop by. Trust me when I tell you. You know, if you're Black, you should buy Black. Because where I live at, we have no Black businesses in my area. I live in the West Town, Humboldt Park area. And, Spanish, white, what I'm trying to tell you. But everybody should support their own kind. That's as far as I'm concerned. But I really called about, to tell you the truth, 7 young men got shot in this city. Can I talk about this real fast?
Sure.
7 young men got shot in this city yesterday. 1 died in Pilsen. I haven't heard the mayor. I haven't heard the governor. I haven't heard Chuy Garcia, the great congressman who was the first one to turn the back on the you know what I'm trying to say, on the Washington Party, just like Louis Gutierrez. Where are they at? Where are they at? And here you got the president of the United States wants to send Hope to Chicago. And I know when I hang up the phone, I'm going to be criticized by other callers. All that angel. No, but I'm telling you the truth. Where are they at? Where's the governor? Where's the mayor? Where's Chuy Garcia? Where are the elected officials to talk about this? 7 young men got shot yesterday, 1 killed.
Yeah.
And that's on a Tuesday night? And nobody seems to care? But I guarantee you, when they get that check in the mail, they cash it, don't they? These congressmen and all of them and all this stuff. They don't do nothing. It's a shame. Give Trump a chance. That's all I got to say. Thank you, and I will stop by the store by Friday. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angel, and thank you for enlightening us. Yeah, are we getting numb to those types of headlines, or are they even making the headlines? Is the question. I want to go ahead. Laurice, did you want to respond to either of those calls? We have one more caller we can grab real quick. I see Judith is holding, but I also see Art holding.
Yeah, I just wanted to just give a little bit more information.
Sure.
Yes, we're there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to 4, and then Saturdays, 9 to 2. So, and we have a website, thealoeshop.com, and that's ALOESHOPPE.com, thealoeshop.com. And we ship nationwide. So if you have someone in another part of the country and you want to send them some, just order it online and we'll get it to them. And I wanted to tell you about an event that's happening this Saturday, Shop Roseland, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Pullman Community Center, 104th and Woodlawn. Black vendors, we're trying, and any vendors that are in the Roseland area, small businesses, entrepreneurs, they're going to be there along with us, the Aloe Shop, and we're going to be selling our goods and letting people know that we have businesses right here in our backyard and that we need to support, because we support Black businesses all the time. We are forever in flipping flavors and hibachi, and we try to do it. We don't keep the money in the family. So
not the Koto Hibachi plug.
Haven't been there yet, but
very good.
Gonna check it out. Yeah, we frequent that Doc's fish every now and then.
Oh,
so,
you got to try the hibachi
right
next
there.
door.
Yeah, right
Nice.
next door. But yeah, please come out on Saturday at Shop Roseland, 104th and Woodlawn, 10 to 2, and meet some Black businesses in the neighborhood that you may not know about.
And
'Cause
partner.
We need your support.
And partner with some businesses.
And
I think,
partner with
I
some
think I see a
businesses.
lot of
Yeah.
people starting businesses that already exist, you know,
Right.
and not hiring a darn person.
I
Partner
know.
with them. Hey, man, can I help? Can I come in as a marketing partner, a media partner, a construction partner, somebody?
Partner.
Yeah.
That's the operative term.
Yes.
Here's what I noticed about LaDonna. I see you wearing those outfits from unique outfits from Black vendors.
Absolutely. All the time.
It makes a difference.
Mhm.
That's one of the benefits, for example, of the African Arts Festival for the Arts. And when you go to a Black business, you get unique product and you get people who are culturally competent about us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So can you answer that question for me? I know we're having on calls, but how much of aloe vera? Tell us the benefits of aloe vera, and tell us also what is the big distinction from aloe vera as being a cult compared to a trend. Because I'm telling you, everybody was aloe vera specific.
Somebody started posting like turmeric and some other essential products that help in healing. Magnesium, is it glycinate? I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, tell us the benefits of aloe vera.
Gluconate. Mm-hmm. Well, the aloe vera has several benefits, major ones being immune strengthening and energy. Not energy that's going to shoot you through the roof, but immune strengthening to help us to fight off different ailments and diseases with consistent use. Digestive aid, helps to detox. We're real big right now on alkaline water. Aloe vera does the very same thing. It balances this body's pH. Supports oral health, decreases inflammation throughout the body. It's a wonderful, soothing, and nourishing moisturizer. It helps to promote collagen production to help tighten our skin a little bit for those of us over 25. And antioxidant. It's a good vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free. Our aloe vera leaves are grown pesticide and herbicide free, so you don't have to worry about that. But just that little bit every day, like I said, alone or in your favorite beverage, and it's not a fad, it's not a cult. Aloe vera has been around and documented as being used for at least 5,000 years. So it hasn't been, it's not going anywhere. So, but we're here to let people know that it's still here and that you can still benefit from it. And please come see us Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to 4, Saturday, 9 to 2. Shop online at thealoeshop.com. We can ship it nationwide to anyone you want to send it to. And we're here for the long haul, but we need your support.
Thank you so much, Laurice. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, you are awesome and amazing. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All
I'm
right.
stop by.
Bye for now. Absolutely. Because I just remember being a product of aloe vera juice. My great aunt used to make sure that we drank it. I didn't like how it tasted.
Right.
I didn't like how it smelled.
Yeah.
But the benefits, right? All right. When we come back from the break, we're going to go straight to the phone lines. We see Art, Ann, and Judith holding, and not in that particular order, but we will get to you guys right after this break. It's time for traffic and weather. Jim, I responded to your comment. We'll be right back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Chicago, are you ready? Chicago Public Schools are back in session Monday, August 24th. It's time to get the backpacks ready, sharpen those pencils, set those alarms, and get 300,000 students ready for another year of learning, growth, and possibility. To every CPS student, parent, teacher, and school leader, we're cheering you on because education is the great equalizer. It's the pathway from opportunity to possibility. Let's start this school year strong. Chicago Public Schools back to school Monday, August 24th. WVON cares.
When you're finally off the clock after a long day, dishes put away, kids asleep, feet kicked up, heartburn. Don't let heartburn take over your hard-earned moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets begin neutralizing stomach acid in seconds, so you can get back to your one more episode marathon. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Use as directed.
It's Cleopatra Draper.
I don't care what no immigrant think, no way. I mean, Stephen A. Smith is an immigrant, whether he's right or wrong. You know?
He an immigrant? Where you from, Mike?
He's not one of us.
You know, I hate when you spill misinformation. Now, Stephen A. Smith was born in the Bronx.
Don't mean because he was born in the Bronx.
What makes him an immigrant? He was born on American soil, man. God damn it, I'm buckled up for a wild ride. But what I will not do is entertain foolishness on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and back to Monday. I'm too intelligent for that.
Middays at 9 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Your family's health and our community's health comes first. That's why Chicago Medicine brings you the Community Health Focus Hour, Saturdays at 1 p.m. No matter the health topic, you'll get clear facts, real and doable advice from Chicago Medicine doctors, experts, and community leaders. So you, your family, and community can make smarter choices and live healthier. Hear us at WVON.com or WVON at iHeartRadio. The Community Health Focus Hour, Saturdays at 1 p.m., powered by the Urban Health Initiative of Chicago Medicine at the forefront.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your traffic updates. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th. Stop and go traffic 35 minutes. I-57 Ryan's I-80, 12-minute delay, 27 minutes. Bishop Ford Ryan's I-80, 94 is at a snail speed, 24 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State. Stop and go traffic 44 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolftown Post Office, stop and go traffic 47 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare. Bumper to bumper traffic, 52 minutes in Eden's Manchos Lake Cook, smooth sailing, 15 minutes. And weather for today, Chicago, partly cloudy, straight showers, high of 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 80 and a low of 64. In our city, it's currently 79 degrees and cloudy. I'm Logan Page, and that's your traffic and weather update on WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Yeah.
Ooh, this sounds like my soundtrack. Have you seen the trend on TikTok where people tell you what their soundtrack would be, but then when they walk, it's a whole different song?
Oh no, I've heard of if you put a picture in somewhere and it'll just come up with a song.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. You got to send that one. I'll send this one to you. But Candace McCullum, our very own Candace McCullum, was telling me about this. And I'm like, oh. And so Lori asked me, what would your soundtrack be? And I was like, oh, man, let me think about it. The one, Feeling Fine, Just Fine by Mary J. Blige. That would be my soundtrack song.
Okay.
I love that song. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, I like what I see when I'm
that's cool. Yeah,
the mirror. Yeah, that's what I think. Right.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that one.
I like that.
Yeah.
But let me address these wonderful, wonderful people on Facebook Live. Go to our Facebook Live, like it, share it,
and love it.
Shout out to Brother Page, Nathan Page, dad of our very own Logan Page. You know, we love Logan Page.
They're related.
Nathan.
Okay.
The other part of it is, Brother Wall, no, I had a 2-3 a.m. Phone call, international call. So that's I look a little drowsy, not drunk, player. Thank you, Brother Allen.
He ain't drunk. I don't.
No, I don't. You know what? I'm good.
Talk about Jim Allen's.
Jim Allen? He says. Today's show seems much better. LaDonna Ray is normally being
treating.
Yeah, speak on that. You got a better angle.
He said LaDonna Ray normally be treating Ken Duncan like a stepchild, talking over the brother, talking down to the brother, shutting down his comments. Jeesh.
Wow.
And I responded.
And and here's what I told her yesterday. I said, "Girl, what did I say? Somebody beat you in the head or something?"
Yeah, you were feeling yourself yesterday.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, somebody didn't got in his ear.
Yesterday was like a Monday for me.
You came back like somebody been talking to you about it. But I did respond and say that.
No, I'm just a little tired.
I said, thank you so much for your observation or something like that. But today is just a good day. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back to normal.
But I said you need your hair busted.
I don't.
Sometimes you need your hair busted.
I have a plate in my head
to the white meat.
So that's kind of like that's deep.
So I would hit a piece of metal that's already in your head.
It's not metal.
It's titanium.
It's plastic.
Plastic. You know what?
It's acrylic and plastic.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, no. We can't.
Now I understand.
That's okay. All right. Let's go to Art. Hey, Art, you're live on WVON. Art? Did we lose Art?
All right, you have us on mute.
There he is.
How are you, young people? How are you?
Good.
Good.
I want to comment on two quick things. The sport analyst,
Stephen A.
Stephen A. And you were speaking on it yesterday about they criticize him because everybody say that he comes after black women, and you have callers who literally call in talking about Stephen A. and coming after black women. And I'm saying that to say, and they're trying to protect black women. I have callers come after Karen and other black women who have their view on or whoever they support in a political thing, and they disrespect black women all the time. So I think this is selective outrage. See, if I'm with you and I'm black, we good. If I ain't with you, then you a black woman, then you ain't no good.
Right,
we respect black women, regardless if you agree with their opinion or political opinion or you don't. But you can't have it both ways. So that whole thing about disrespecting black women because a black man don't agree with a woman in her political position, and he's talking about that, period, you all, not you, brush the whole thing over if he's criticizing her of her, whatever her field is, whatever her degrees, or whatever success that she has and is not. So I think that's hypocritical. A lot of your callers call in, and they specifically do it to black women who have a totally different line of thinking on how things are. And I use Karen Hicks because she gets a lot of heat on a lot of different ways.
She does.
And she's a black woman, and you disrespect her because you don't agree with her political outlook. So I was just sharing that because that really gets up under my skin when it comes down. The brother is 100% correct when it comes to the atrocities that take place in our community. We had the young brother that was killed by the police or some kind of misfortune come, and we want to get into is a race when that happened. But when it's crime against one another unnecessarily, then we don't have the same outrage. Either we have outrage about crime committed against black people, whether it's black, white, green, or black on black crime, or we don't. It should not be selective. And I leave you with that. And what now? Focus on rebuilding the black family. And I do support black businesses. LaDonna Ray has a business. I support that. It's a tax person that owns a business on 75th called McGee Taxes, 75th and 7519 on 75th Street. And I support all the black businesses that's on 75th Street and any black businesses. So I'll leave with that. May God bless.
Thank you. And
Absolutely.
thank you for supporting my
And
business.
let me say this here. I think, first off, shout out to you with that art as well,
Mhm.
with supporting LaDonna Ray. At what point are we going to get past the gender conversation? Because women, just like men, have an intellectual capacity that can be low, that can be medium, that can be high in terms of IQs. And my thing is, we should not be talking about us criticizing any other person. It's only two genders, because it should be equal opportunity to agree or disagree, irrespective of their gender. And some women utilize their sexism, or their genderism, to their leverage, to their advantage, when it's convenient. And so my thing is, if you have an opinion, you have an opinion, regardless of your gender. And I think we need to make sure that we continue to have an honest dialogue as it relates to what's going on here politically. To me, it's equal opportunity to get your argument supported or disagreed upon.
Hey, Judith, you're live on WVON.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having.
Thank you.
Was it Larice?
Yes.
On with the aloe shop. I would like to say I have supported that aloe shop since her mother-in-law, Loretta, and daughter and granddaughter had it on 103rd and King Drive. And that is many, many years ago. I think it's almost 30 years ago I've been drinking the aloe vera.
Wow.
Because of listening to their show that they had at the time on WVON.
That's
and
beautiful.
I'm 70 years old, just had a birthday a couple of weeks ago. And I would like to say that all of my blood levels have remained steady from drinking. I drink the aloe vera juice, not the gel.
Okay.
And I drank it this morning. I consistently.
Is that your phone, Miss Judith?
Excuse me?
It sounds like some
Something's
interference. Yeah.
Hey, Judith, let me ask, do you drink the aloe vera on an empty stomach or with food?
I drink it straight first thing in the morning before I have my breakfast.
Straight, no chaser.
Right. So do you water back it?
Straight, I drink 3/4 of a cup every morning. I buy it by the gallon, and I was glad there's a sale because I will be going over there. I have been at that location to purchase juice many, many times.
I love
and they've
it.
only
Nice.
been there, I think, a few years.
Thank you.
I follow them wherever they go, and I'm so glad they're also in Forest Park now because I can tell my relatives that they're there about it.
Thank you so much, Miss Judith. I'm glad. See, that's what I'm talking about, supporting Black businesses. We got to go to break, guys, and we're going to, I see you callers, Karen, we got Ann. I love seeing you guys. We'll get you on the other side. But think about this. Support a Black business, not just this month, but every month, because I've been giving a certain winery $45 a month since 2013, and they're not Black. I'm canceling my membership. Okay. I've been giving nail salons at least $125 every 6 weeks for I don't know how many years.
Right.
Look at how many of their children that I sent to
Oh,
college.
and they don't better now of not getting down with us.
Oh, absolutely. So think about that, guys. But when you give that money to Black businesses, you send our children to college.
That part.
Our children have a better life. Our communities have a better opportunity. Think about that. We'll be right back. News, traffic, and weather right here on WVON 1690, 63 years and counting.
Good afternoon, Chicago. Hope you're staying dry. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Pritzker signs disaster proclamation for storm cleanup. Sky keeps WNBA playoff hopes alive with victory over Liberty. Research shows eating nuts daily lowers chances of high blood pressure. And unreleased Nipsey Hussle music is coming. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, 1690 AM WVON, Berkeley, Chicago.
Here's BIN News Now. After more than 20 years of delays, Detroit's Perfecting Church says its new campus near 7 Mile Road and Woodward Avenue is expected to be completed by the end of the year. Founding Bishop Marvin L. Winans.
During the crisis of the financial institutions in 2008, it stopped, but our faith kept growing.
The nearly 170,000 square foot facility will feature a 3,000 seat sanctuary and expanded community space. A California school district is facing a lawsuit over a high school field trip to a mosque. Parents claim students were encouraged to participate in religious practices and wear Islamic attire while challenging how the trip was conducted and how student images were later used. And the NBA's investigation into the Clippers is nearing an end. Reports say the league found no evidence that owner Steve Ballmer improperly paid Kawhi Leonard, though a review of the team's dealings with corporate sponsors is still ongoing. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Here's Terry McCready.
Black GOP Representative Byron Donalds winning Florida's Republican primary for governor.
Tonight, because of your sweat, because of your hard work, we have won a massive victory.
Congressman is endorsed by President Trump. Donalds will face former Congressman David Jolly in the midterms. Miami-Dade County's Black Commissioner Oliver Gilbert III winning the Democratic primary for Florida's 24th congressional district. He's closing in on becoming the successor to Black longtime U.S. Representative Frederica Wilson. The 24th district includes predominantly Black and Hispanic communities in northern Miami-Dade and southern Broward counties, including Miami Gardens and Little Haiti. Gilbert, a former mayor of Miami Gardens, argues that his experience dealing with issues at the local level has prepared him to represent the district in Washington. And he's been talking affordability in proposals aimed at expanding access to health care. Gilbert will face Republican T.E. Brown in November. All right, taking a closer look at primary voters. Political scientist Dr. Susan McManus notes they're typically loyal to their party or feel it's their civic duty.
Some congressional district races in Florida, there are 9 or 10 candidates on the ballot for one of the party's nominees, and those kind of things generate a lot of interest.
McManus doesn't see interest growing in Florida politics until after Labor Day and wonders if the overall negativity will affect the November turnout. A polling firm that released erroneous polls is shutting down. Median Strategies provided polls showing the Black mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, and former Wisconsin governor candidate Francesca Hong ahead with wide margins in their respective races. A message on the company's website now says previously published polling releases have been withdrawn and should not be cited. It also says Median Strategies was intended to be a short-term social experiment. A lawsuit filed by Minnesota's Black Attorney General Keith Ellison against Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The action is to force the extradition of Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent Christian Castro, who was arrested in Texas. Abbott has withheld signing the extradition warrant for several months, preventing Castro's prosecution for a non-fatal shooting in Minneapolis. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa facilitating a gathering of regional leaders to address migration to South Africa. This after a backlash against foreign nationals, leading thousands to flee. Protests by populist groups demanding undocumented foreign nationals vacate by June 30th led more than 170,000 to leave in recent weeks. Ramaphosa briefed a summit of the 16-nation Southern African Development Community about the challenge of migration. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
This report is brought to you by RockAuto.com. A bent tie rod can quickly bring a drive to a halt. For parts needed to get back on the road, visit RockAuto.com. Find a wide selection of quality parts at reliably low prices, delivered right at your door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Lung cancer is common among East Asian descendants, especially females.
We understand our patients have different backgrounds and circumstances, which is why we promote nearly 1,000 health screenings each year, like the CLUES program, which screens high-risk, often uninsured patients for cancer.
If it wasn't for the CLUES program at Northwestern Medicine, we wouldn't know my mom had a lung cancer.
Because we treat our community the same way we treat our patients, better.
When it comes to celebrating our Chicagoland communities, Wintrust is here for it. We're proud to support small businesses in our own backyards, like Lori Bryden Living, a custom shopping experience at 4452 South Cottage Grove Avenue in Chicago. Central Sonar, accessible mental health and healing services at 2645 West 51st Street in Chicago. Princeton Technical Services, building and maintaining modern infrastructure at 940 West Adams Street, Suite 305 in Chicago.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS is not slowing down, and the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank account, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, fighting to protect our clients' assets and secure them the best possible deal. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-659-4866. 800-659-4866. 800-659-4866.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON.
Stop.
All right. Welcome back. I'm so glad you chose that song because it means something to me. I won't even share with you what it does mean. But this is the afternoon show right here on WVON 1690. Make sure you hit those phone lines, 773-591-1690. I can truly tell you that there is an appreciation for having phones back up and running that I don't think we realized before we had the storm. You can always go to, I want you guys to go to LinkedIn if you have a LinkedIn account and look for Midway Broadcasting or Melody Span Cooper. And she talks about the history behind the 591 exchange on the phone number to the radio station. I never knew that. All right. Turns out that WVON had a hand in it because all the radio stations used to be 591 something. Okay. Guys, I'm going to go straight to the phone lines. And you've been waiting for a minute. I want to thank you and appreciate you for waiting. But you're live on WVON, Miss Ann.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well, thank you. I'm calling because of the aloe. When I wanted to get through what Larice was on, I am one of the 35-year customers.
Oh, nice.
My mother started my sisters and I on it when they were on the radio, Deidre and her mother, Loretta. So I've been taking it and drinking it for 35 years. I had spinal surgery a few years ago. I had Tony bring me the juice at Shirley Ryan, and I drank it every day while I was there.
Nice. And even though you were at Shirley Ryan, you had to have your juice.
I had to have the juice. They were able to take the staples out earlier than they thought because I had healed so fast.
I'm glad you shared that with me. As a matter of fact, when I spoke of this today, I felt so bad that I didn't think about aloe vera when my dad first had his stroke 5 years ago. So we got to get over there and try to play catch up. So I got a lot of catching up to do. Thank you so much, Miss Ann.
You are quite welcome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now. All right, Karen. Hi, Karen. You're live on WVON.
Well, hello, and Mr. Big Stuff was my cut.
Yeah.
Me and Mama. And I just want to thank Art and Ken for speaking up for me, but I don't worry about that. Because remember, boys used to pull your pigtails when they like you.
Yes,
Okay. My daddy told me when a woman or a man got your name in their mouth, it's a woman that want to be you and a man that can't have you. So they keep on talking.
We're part
But
of
I just want to say
the
this.
Karen fan club.
Yeah.
Mark and his wife, I personally know. Yes, you all listen. If we would start taking that, we would not be so sick. We got to go back to what works for us.
Yeah.
That works for us.
That part.
And listen, not only do they do the aloe vera, remember when I would come out in Chicago and do all the cleaning up? Guess who always be side by side with me?
Who?
Mark and his wife.
Nice.
They come out and clean up. They're community people. Me and Mark might not agree on politics, but that's okay. He does the work, and that's what it is, you all. It's time for us to do the work. And LaDonna, I like what you said. Stop paying for them nails. We got to realize what we are doing. Instead of calling everything black and white and racist and this, we got to look at the man and say, now, wait a minute. What have we been doing to go against our own?
Look,
So
not just the nails, the wine.
Everything,
Right.
darling. That's why I love it. And LaDonna, you are doing exceptional because one thing I've learned about you, and I haven't personally met you in person, but one thing I love, you are open to constructive criticism, and we all need to be that way because if we were all perfect, we wouldn't see an imperfect community. Our communities are imperfect. I left from New Lenox to Chicago today, and it's an insult what I see. Now, you all have a great day.
Thank you.
Love you right back.
Well, I tell you what, this next conversation will actually bring some light to some things that we know are dormant in our community, especially in our education. There are some videos that you watch, but this particular one will make you go, like you remember Arsenio
Things that
Hall
make
used-
you go,
right? But what I want to play at some point is you're gonna hear I don't know what his title is. It's not clear, but I know his first name is Darius because I know he's from Chicago. But in this particular video, you'll see or you'll hear him crying because of the state of the education or lack thereof of the students that he has been privy to. In what way, form, or fashion? It sounds like he's letting us know that he is a teacher or an educator of some sort. But a man, an educator, possibly, who reaches the breaking point because he says too many of his high school students can't read. They're not struggling a little. They're not behind a grade. He says they're in high school and they cannot read well enough to succeed in the classroom. So I want you guys to take a listen before we introduce our guest.
These kids are leaving high school and going to college, and they couldn't fill in 4 words. 4 words. I literally broke down in the middle of class. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read, and seniors cannot write. They can reason. They have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, they couldn't do it. Our young black men, our young brown men, our young black girls, and our young brown girls, these kids are leaving.
Yeah. So when you hear something like that, it can be heartbreaking. It can be many things, especially coming from a man. That was someone carrying the weight of an entire generation on his shoulders. But here's what stuck with me the most. This isn't about reading. It's not about a synonym. It's about a problem. Like, how did we get here? How did we get here, Ken?
The question you want to ask is, who's responsible alongside of how do we get there. You know, I don't know what the circumstances are around him. Maybe he was in a special ed program providing instructions. Maybe he was in a low achieving school. I'm just conscientious of making a blanket statement because I know what I did as a parent and had to do. And I know what my mother did with us growing up in public housing here in Chicago. She didn't sit back. And I knew most parents in the projects and across whether in the projects or rural area in a neighborhood of sort, tend to get in on their kids' education or achievement. So it'd be real good to unpack this with our upcoming guests.
Absolutely. And back to what you said, who's responsible? The parents, the schools, the students, the environment. I want you guys to think about that, but you can give us a call, 773-591-1690. And when we come back, we're going to introduce you to our panel for this discussion. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. That buys me a minute. I tell you what, let me go ahead and introduce our panel. How about that? Yeah, we got coming helping us to unpack this is Dr. Asada Moore. We're joined by someone who has spent nearly 3 decades providing that children's, should I say, proving that children are capable of extraordinary academic achievement when they're taught in ways that inspire confidence and curiosity. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Asada Moore. And of course, joining us is Dr. Mark Abraham, a transformational leader in urban education whose life's work has centered on helping students reach college, meaningful careers, and lifelong successes. Dr. Mark Abraham, welcome you both to the panel.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Now we're going to go to break. Okay. He wanted to get you out there and then we'll come back and talk to you guys. The phone lines are lit, 773-591-1690. We'll be back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats and get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
This August, renew your spirit only on WVON TV. Watch Behind Our Walls, a powerful documentary following incarcerated men pursuing a college education through the Calvin Prison Initiative. It's an inspiring story of determination, redemption, and the transformative power of second chances.
There's a lot of bad things that happen in prison. It's a dark place. You have all the time in the world. So you can either become a better human being or you become a worse human being. And the choice is yours.
Then spend time with Serenity, Strength, and Style with Sylvia Ewing and friends. Uplifting conversations about wellness, self-care, resilience, and living with intention. August on WVON TV offers stories that stay with you long after they're over. Watch on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, the WVON app, or at VON.tv. WVON TV, for the culture, by the culture.
Get your outfits, grab your crew, and get on board with the Me Plus 3 special starting at $1,000 per person. This time, join the Foundation Fantastic Voyage 2025 cruise will be fun, entertaining, and this will be a once-in-a-lifetime event with seminars, fitness workouts, parades, concerts, and much more starting at $1,000. Call 214-495-1963 to book your Me Plus 3 cabin. Prices are based on 4 passengers in the cabin, so book today while they last and before cabins are sold out.
When you're finally off the clock after a long day, dishes put away, kids asleep, feet kicked up, heartburn. Don't let heartburn take over your hard-earned moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets begin neutralizing stomach acid in seconds, so you can get back to your one more episode marathon. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Use as directed.
It's Matt McGill. President Trump participating in the dignified transfer of the bodies of people who were lost in battle. What the hell are we doing putting people in harm's way? Why we got an 18-year-old in harm's way? This girl just graduated from high school. Some of y'all got the nerve to defend Donald Trump? Really? It's a damn shame, man.
Weekdays at noon on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON, traffic and weather now.
Good afternoon, Chi-Town. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic 37 minutes. I-57, Ryan I-80, stop and go traffic 31 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan I-80, 94, stop and go traffic 34 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive. And the Tri-State, stop and go traffic 48 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolftoe Post Office, stop and go traffic 48 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare, please be cautious. There is an accident. Kennedy at Division Street, 47 minutes. And Eden's, Munchos Lake Cook, smooth sailing, 16 minutes. Your weather for 2 days, Chicago, partly cloudy, straight showers. High of 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. High of 80 and a low of 64. In our city, it's currently 79 degrees and cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page. On the Dock Chicago, WVON 1690.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Everybody knows this is how the story goes. She knows she's got everything.
All right, Chicago. This is a conversation you don't want to miss on Wednesday, August 26th. That's next week. WVON, NBC Chicago, and Telemundo come together for a special conversation with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, hosted by NBC Chicago political reporter Mary Ann Ahern and WVO. I hope I said her name right. Is it Ahern or Ahern?
Ahern.
Thank you. And WVON's Matt McGill. The mayor will take questions and address the issues that matter most to Chicagoans.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are Black here with LaDonna and myself. And that TikTok video or that Instagram piece was pretty powerful. The brother crying in front of the world.
Well, he was crying for sure.
Is he? I mean, I want to get down to the question of who's responsible for it. Hell, it could be the kids as well. Is it the parents? Is it the community? Is it the teachers? Is it the administration? Let's hear from our guests.
All right, so we do have Dr. Asada Moore on the line, as well as Dr. Mark Abraham, both educators, transformational leaders. Dr. Asada Moore, thank you so much, as we said before we went to break, for being on the line. I wanted to do ladies first at this point. But because you have transformed schools and led as a principal to training teachers across the country, you can certainly speak to this conversation.
Absolutely. Again, thanks for having me. And let me start and try to go quick. First and foremost, I would never have hired him. Secondly, if I had witnessed what he did, I would have fired him. Third, those tears mean absolutely nothing to me. And so what we have here is we have two things. We have the actions of what he did as a teacher and someone that we should have been able to entrust with our children. And then we have the actual problem that he's pointing out that is a real problem. But as far as he is concerned, I would have to question, what is he teaching? And so I looked that up. He is a culinary arts teacher. This was the second day of school. And so there are a lot of questions that I have is, how are you judging them on English? And are you even capable of writing at the level that you're accusing them of not being able to write at? Were you asking them to decode? Were you asking them for comprehension? Did you just ask them a summary of what they did over the summer? And so they wrote the ways in which they may text their friends. And so there are a lot of questions there. He did not provide a prompt. He did not provide student samples. And quite frankly, those children know who he's speaking about. And so I would ask, if we all were to leave your show, and then I heard that LaDonna was saying, man, the guests on her show today, they were so ignorant, they could barely speak. We would know that you're speaking about us.
Right.
And so it was not professional for him to even do that. So now, how do those children and those parents feel with their children now being in his classroom? This is a second day of school. Did you do anything about trying to get to know them, building rapport with them, building rapport with their families? Did you do any type of diagnosis? And again, you are a culinary arts teacher. Your first year, your prior record is you having an F rating with the Better Business Bureau, scamming out of $150,000, being a cook. So you have no credibility and should never have been in front of children. That's first and foremost. Now, the actual problem that he was pointing out is a real problem. But what educators are tired of, imagine a bicyclist going into a hospital and telling doctors what's best and what they need to do. No one would listen to that. So what makes us think that it's okay for an influencer, a scamming influencer, to come into the field of educators and tell us a problem that we have already diagnosed over 20 years ago? And so we have to decide, are we serious about the problem, or are we looking for entertainment and looking for the next like and the next click? Because I'm serious about education. And that is nonsense. And that was a waste of my time, which is why I never even looked at it, because all I needed to do was to see this grown man crying. It looked foolish to me. It was the second day of school. And as a professional, it made no sense for any adult that is respectful of children, that is respectful of families, that is respectful of education to even have done that.
Agreed. All right. I want to bring Dr. Mark Abraham back into the conversation as well before we go to break. Your thoughts?
Hey, I agree with Doc 100%. We talked on the phone. I said I didn't even watch it. I thought it was nonsensical for so many reasons. The reality is, after your tears, good brother, and after your sympathy, and they say sympathy is between menorah, the S word, and syphilis. Nobody wants it. We need you to be empathetic and do your job that you're getting paid for, which is teaching these young people how to read. We don't have time for you to be on the internet playing internet games with our children's education. Spend less time trying to make a cry video and more time trying to teach our young people literacy skills, because at the end of the day, the buck has to stop with someone. And you're listening to a man or watching a man right now who suffered in school.
You're going in and out with
your did graduate high school.
Yep. Try again. Yep. Try again. I tell you what, let's take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to news, traffic, and weather. And when we come back, we'll come back to you, Dr. Mark Abraham, right here on WVON 1690. And guys, you got the phone lines lit up. I tell you that. But we want to definitely circle back to the question, whose fault is it when these children or these students have trouble? I like to say difficulty reading. Is it the parents? Is it the teachers? Or is it the school or the community let's go. Or the students. Did I say the students already? All right. So get the phone lines lit. 773-591-1690. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon, Chi-Town. I'm Logan Page, and here's happening in your local and national news. Governor J.B. Pritzker has signed a disaster proclamation to help 15 Illinois counties recover from severe storms in recent months. The proclamation allows communities to seek funding reimbursements of up to $250,000 for debris removal and repairs to public infrastructure. It took effect immediately and is intended to help smaller rural communities with storm recovery efforts. In other news, the Sky is on a 2-game winning streak that defeated the New York Liberty 93-86 last night at Wintrust Arena. Natasha Cloud scored a career high of 35 points in the victory. The Sky is 14-22 and trail in the race for the 8th and final WNBA playoff spot by 6 games. They face the Golden State Valkyries on Friday at Wintrust Arena. In other news, new research shows eating nuts daily can help keep blood pressure in check. The data published in the British Journal of Nutrition shows eating a handful of nuts each day means a 20% lower risk of developing high blood pressure. The research, which involved 8 studies, does not link nuts to directly preventing high blood pressure. Nuts contain a lot of nutrients, including fiber, plant-based protein, and vitamins E, K, C, and B.
Nipsey Hussle, check me out. You in trouble, check me out. Pay us now, check me out. Pay me double, check me out. Nipsey Hussle, check me out. Nipsey Hussle, check me out.
And more unreleased music from Nipsey Hussle is expected to be released in the coming months. His brother Black Sam confirmed Nipsey and YG were working on a joint album that was unfinished when Hussle died in 2019. The project was reportedly titled 2 of America's Most Wanted and included early sessions with YG and Mustard. Black Sam also said Nipsey was working on music with his All Money and artists, including Pac-Man, Jay Stone, Killer Twine, and BH. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
Chicago, are you ready? Chicago Public Schools are back in session Monday, August 24th. It's time to get the backpacks ready, sharpen those pencils, set those alarms, and get 300,000 students ready for another year of learning, growth, and possibility. To every CPS student, parent, teacher, and school leader, we're cheering you on because education is the great equalizer. It's the pathway from opportunity to possibility. Let's start this school year strong. Chicago Public Schools back to school Monday, August 24th. WVON cares.
Coming to Wind Creek Casino and Hotel for one night only, it's the Terry Hunter Live Music Experience, presented by Dion Cole. For the first time ever, the music that has defined Terry Hunter's legendary career comes to life with a full live band, incredible vocalists, and an unforgettable production. Get your tickets for the August 29th show now at windcreek.com/Terry Hunter. It's only at Wind Creek Casino and Hotel. Must be 21 years or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS is not slowing down, and the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank account, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, fighting to protect our clients' assets and secure them the best possible deal. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-659-4866. 800-659-4866. 800-659-4866.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Two LaDonnas, one unforgettable conversation. Tune in to Senior Talks on Saturday, August 22nd at 7 a.m. as Dr. LaDonna Ray welcomes Chicago radio icon LaDonna Tittle. Hear stories from her remarkable broadcasting career as she discusses her upcoming documentary. That's Senior Talks with Dr. LaDonna Ray, Saturday, August 22nd at 7 a.m. only on WVON.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you in living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning, 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown 95th. Stop and go traffic 33 minutes. I-57 right I-80. Stop and go traffic 31 minutes. Bishop Ford right I-80. 94 stop and go traffic 38 minutes. Stevenson to Sawville Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State. Stop and go traffic 52 minutes. Eisenhower Wolfton Post Office. Stop and go traffic 47 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare, please be cautious. There is an accident. Kennedy at Division Street, 50 minutes. And Eden's Munchos Lake Cook, smooth sailing, 15 minutes. The weather for 2 days, Chicago, partly cloudy. Straight showers at night, high of 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 80 and a low of 64. And our city is currently 78 degrees and cloudy. I'm Logan Page, and that's your traffic and weather update on WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
You look so sweet and you're so doggone fine. I just can't get you out of my mind. You become sweet.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You're listening to WVON 1690, and it's the afternoon show. I'm Dr. LaDonna Ray, and check this out. We got the phone lines lit up, but we're talking to two special guests. We're talking to Dr. Asada Moore, who is a leader in education, who has been a school principal. And Dr. Asada, I've seen you like come down like the rain of fire on your interviews, okay? You ain't nothing nice. And also Dr. Mark Abraham. Before we went to break, Dr. Mark Abraham, you came on our show before and you were talking about the literacy rate in boys specifically. I'll never forget that because I'm a boy mom. But you were cooking right before we went to break, and I wanted to give you a chance to finish your thoughts so that I can ask the other question along with these statistics.
No, I was just saying that you're looking at a man who has a doctorate degree, 2 masters, and a bachelor's degree, but went through public school in South Florida, and I played football, so I kind of got passed through. And I graduated high school illiterate. It takes educators to say the buck is going to stop with me. I'm going to love you to hold you accountable and teach you the skill of reading and writing. And I'm being very, very intentional about the word skill because it can be taught. And it's not something that educators should just throw their hands up and say, oh, it's a problem, we can't do anything about it. The reality is that the greatest impact on student achievement and student literacy is a teacher in front of them that believes in a young person and that will hold them accountable to do the work. So again, I paid no attention to what that brother was doing on the internet. I thought it was nonsense. And I echo what Dr. Moore said. She just said it more eloquently than I did, but I agree with her 100%.
Absolutely. And Dr. Abraham, I might give you the phone number so you can call us instead of relying on your Wi-Fi signal. You can stay online, but I can give you the phone number. And it's in the invitation so we can hear you more clearly. There are some statistics that come out ever so often. And just by looking at the breakdown in the literacy rates for Black high school boys and girls, the federal government measures these reading achievements using the National Assessment of Educational Process, NAEP, often called the nation's report card. the national high school or 12th grade reading, 35% of all U.S. 12th graders scored at or above NAEP proficiency in reading, and that was in 2024. 32% scored below uh, NAEP basic, meaning they demonstrated very limited reading skills on the assessment. Now, when it comes to Black students on average scored significantly below the national average in reading, and Black girls outperformed Black boys, continuing a long-standing national trend. So when we hear these numbers, when we know that the numbers are significantly lower than the rest of the country, and we're not in the group of the outperformers, Dr. Asada, how do we handle that, and whose fault? And I don't like living in fault. Whose responsibility is it to get these numbers to improve?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that if we're looking for action, then the conversation is better whose responsibility is. First and foremost, it's the responsibility of legislators. We've had some really bad policies from Clinton to Bush to Obama. It is the responsibility of colleges. You don't hear colleges in this conversation when they're the ones that's training the teachers to come out here. There's no accountability to them. The administrators at school, is that no child left behind is nonsense. If you don't do what it is you're supposed to do as an adult, you are left behind. And so there needs to be accountability there. Children need to fail. We need to bring shame back. Meaning that when I was a principal, I remember calling my own child up on the stage when he didn't do his science fair project. And I let him know, these are the children you don't want to be like. You don't want to be the child that doesn't do your work. And so we want to pass children along. The other thing is we blame parents a lot, but here's what I can promise you. I will put money on this. If you ask most parents right now, if they receive their scores on how their children performed on the assessment, they probably didn't even receive them. And then their child was passed along. So the message that we send to children to parents is that your child is doing okay. We're passing them to the next grade and you don't even see their test scores. But then we're going to shame talk you and talk badly about you and say that you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a parent, which is also partially true. Because there are quite a few and too many parents that are not doing the things that we used to do as parents, as we would say back in the day. We do have children coming in at kindergarten that don't know their full name. And you ask, what is your full name? My name is Poo Poo. No, what is your full name? And they don't know it.
Right.
Those are things. So parents are responsible. Teachers are responsible for knowing their content and knowing the pedagogy of teaching. Administrators
Wow.
are responsible for leading with a backbone and not leading out of fear. They're fearful of the board. They're fearful of parents. And you can't operate as a leader and truly get change if you're going to operate that way. And so I did not operate out of fear. I was going to do what I needed to do to get the results and deal with the consequences later. So a lot of people are responsible for getting this right. And here's the thing. It is possible to get it right. I did it in Woodlawn on the south side of Chicago with the same budget that everyone else had. So it is possible to get it right. But there's work and you have to have a laser focus and you have to be very clear on what it is that you want to accomplish. I demanded that all parents attend parent-teacher conferences in high school. When I got there, it was a 25% show-up rate. For me, it went to 97%, and I still wasn't happy because I told them that I wanted 100%. So then I made
Wow.
my counselors reach out and call that last 3% to get the results. If you're not just relentless, doggedly relentless on getting results, then you're not going to get the results.
Yeah. I first off, Dr. Moore, I respect and appreciate your disposition. And my question is, oftentimes people outside of a school district want to use income and a parent's education as the account for why that kid is failing. Which I completely disagree with that. What say you?
I go back and forth with that, Ken, because I've also went out and did some work in West Virginia school district as well. And their scores were really low. But even in that, you still had the Black students whose scores were even lower. So you do have the economic piece. And so when I would go to out to other school districts in the South. I remember pulling up to one school district in the North suburb, and the students' parking lot was bigger than our teacher parking lot where I was at. They had a engineering classroom that looked like what I visited in college when I went to the Ford plant. And the environment was so beautiful. My children, they were falling in potholes running to school because I literally had a child to fall into a manhole on the way to school. And so when you think about the socioeconomic status, that does play a part, and we're finding that in the data. But even at that, there's still a layer that it still impacts Black students more so. And that is where we don't like to talk about race, but that is the thing, because we don't value when Black boys are in classrooms and they're active and they're much more, we don't turn that into learning experiences, we penalize it.
Sure.
And so what I would do is when my children were active like that, then I brought in basketball hoops and we would do fraction decimals and percents through that. They was noisy, they was running, but I didn't let that, I would turn it into something.
Sure.
Okay, you're teaching tomorrow's class. Since you didn't pay attention today, you're going to go home and learn this particular lesson. You got 20 minutes, make sure you're less, and you got to assign them homework and you got to grade it. We got to turn that energy, because we can't turn Black boys into little white girls. Everyone wants our boys to act like, and girls are more compliant. That's why they don't get in trouble as much. But our boys have a lot more energy and they're much more curious. They want to know why.
Right.
Why does this matter? Why do I have to do it? And if you're not answering that question for them, it is boring, and they're going to act out because they have a lot of energy.
Excellent point. And I have to say, I admire Dr. Am I saying that right? Abraham?
Yes, sir.
We're up against the break right now. We'll be back. We're on the live line with Dr. Moore and Dr. Abraham, and we're waxing eloquent or discussion, some clarity. The callers certainly want to get a taste of this conversation. We'll be back here on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Tuned in to your favorite WVON personalities on Facebook Live? Don't just watch, like it, love it, share it. Every click helps us grow the conversation and keep the community strong. So remember, like it, love it, share it, Chicago.
It's Rufus Williams. The thrill of summer is finally here, which also means it'll be over before we know it. This fall, the Rufus Williams Travel Club is heading to Charleston, South Carolina, October 8th through the 12th. Join me as we experience the beauty, the brilliance, and the culture of one of America's most captivating cities. We'll enjoy the charm of the Lowcountry, breathtaking scenery, incredible cuisine, and the rich African-American history of Charleston. There will also be a few special surprises designed just for our group. So whether you're traveling alone, with family, or with friends, you'll be welcomed into an unforgettable experience filled with great people and great memories. Space is limited, and the best rates are right now. Simply go to WVON.com, click on the Rufus Williams Travel Club banner, and reserve your space. Advantage International is the official travel partner of the Rufus Williams Travel Club. Charleston, South Carolina, October 8th through the 12th. Travel with people, travel with purpose, travel with us.
When you play the Illinois Lottery, you're generating funds that support education. No matter the prize, Illinois wins. Play all your favorite Illinois Lottery games today to help raise more for education. Be smart, play smart. Must be 18 years or older to play. Game odds available at IllinoisLottery.com.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic 33 minutes. I-57, Ryan's I-80, stop and go traffic 30 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan's I-80, 94, stop and go traffic 38 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive, to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic 51 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfton Post Office, stop and go traffic 44 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare. The accident has cleared. Kennedy at Division Street, 55 minutes. And Eden's, Munchos Lake Cook, smooth sailing, 16 minutes. Your weather for today, Chicago, partly cloudy, stray showers, high of 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 80 and a low of 64. In our city, it's currently 78 degrees and cloudy. I'm Looking Page, and that's your traffic and weather update on WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
They keep trying to tell me all you want to do is use me.
All right. Welcome to the afternoon show. You're listening to Dr. LaDonna Ray, State Rep Ken Duncan in the building. And of course, we have our special guests, educators, okay? Long bios we're talking. We're talking to Dr. Asada Moore and Dr. Mark Abraham. Dr. Mark Abraham, I just wanted to let you know we do hear you on the phone. I heard you doing some amening over there.
I was enjoying what Dr. Moore was saying. I'm sitting back here just enjoying myself.
Absolutely.
This is good stuff.
Well, you guys got the phone lines lit up, and I want to go ahead and grab Mike M and see what he has to say. Hey, Mike, you're live on WVON. And because we have a large bank of calls, I want to give everybody no more than 2 minutes, and we'll start now.
30 seconds of a question at best.
Hey, Mike, you're live.
Okay, thank you. More so a statement. I believe all of us are responsible because this is our society that's coming up around us, and that is the future. And many of us have encountered people that have problems possibly reading, but definitely has problems counting money at the cash register and so on. So this is something that the emphasis needs to be also encouraged to the children on the basis of whether somebody help them or don't help them, they're going to have to deal with that for the rest of their life. So to encourage them to go back and correct whatever the mistakes that they made, whether they get help or they don't get help. That's what I have to say about it.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Mike, how do you expect people to count change in the point of sales does it for you?
Well, I mean, even now they have the whole penny discrimination thing going now.
Yeah.
They're rounding up, so there's a lot of things. We're not learning cursive, not learning how to tell time. We have these devices in our hands. And as a parent of a diverse learner, I tell you, I had to learn how to parent a diverse learner. I had no idea because I had kids before this one, and they were just easy peasy. And so was I. But this one got me really, really entrenched and involved.
Dialed in.
Absolutely. I'm going to go to another caller before I ask for you guys to respond, just to keep it rolling. Let's go ahead and get Bernard. Hey, Bernard, real quick. Do you have a question? Whose responsibility is it to improve these numbers where we're failing and when it comes to literacy?
I think it's all of the church, the fraternities, sororities. But I would just like to compliment the sister that spoke earlier on the guy. I'm not an educator, but I saw that video. And the first thing I said was, what is this fool talking about? If I was an educator, I would have fired him too, because if he was that concerned, he wouldn't have been on YouTube. I saw it on YouTube. He would be on YouTube crying, and it was so performative. You would have had to see it to believe it. And I was kind of disappointed, but you didn't see the video when you all played it. I said, why are they playing this garbage? Because that's exactly what it was. I think it's enough blame to go around. And if he was that concerned, he would have done what the first sister that commented on
Dr. Moore.
said.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'll land my plane.
You know what I really admire, and I know time is taken. Dr. Abraham, he said, this brother said he graduated from high school and he learned to read.
Absolutely.
He has. What's the panacea for this here, Dr. Abraham? In addition to what Dr. Moore highlighted.
Well, I think it's from my experience, it was educators who made sure the buck stopped with them, and I preach that everywhere I go. Is someone has to say to this young person, because you're in my class, because I'm your teacher, I'm gonna make sure that you leave better than what you came in as, and that should be the calling for every educator that has students come in. I coach principals all over the country, and my thing is, I don't care if the kid comes in at a level 0. By the time they leave your school, they should be better. They should be moving towards being proficient, learning how to read, learning how to critically think, and learning how to do math, because you are the person in front of them. That has to be something that you own, that it has to be personal to you, and it has to be something that you say, this is a calling. This is not just a job.
That part.
And I'm not doing it for likes or
clicks.
Or
63,000 clicks.
Up. I don't care about it. I ain't never did nothing for no social media. Excuse my vernacular. But I did it just because I know what happens to Black and brown children when they don't learn how to read, and prisons are built on their reading floors. And when they leave out of my building, they're going to end up in modern slavery or modern day slavery, which is the jail cell, or getting killed in the street.
That's it.
I take it personally.
Dr. Abrams, this sounds good, but it sounds great. But I'm in a union. You can't touch me, so I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do.
Listen, tell whoever watching, Google me. I've wrestled with lions, tigers, and bears. I've wrestled with everything you could think of. And at the end of the day, I still stood on business because I know the kids that look like me in the marginalized community. I'm here for them. So I'm not afraid of no union. I'm not afraid of no emails. I'm not afraid of no nasty looks. Because at the end of the day, I always say this. If you in my office crying, you can, if I bother you or agitate you as an educator, and I love educators, I do, but if I agitate you as an educator, right, and you in my office crying and you calling the union, you still get to go in your car and drive back to the suburbs or wherever you live. My children don't have a union fighting for them. They don't have a bargaining agreement to say,
come on now,
they gonna learn how to read. They got us. That's who they got. And so I have to be the person to say, I'm going to stand in that gap. I love my teachers. I love my principals, but somebody got to say the kids have to be first in the priority.
I love that. Dr. Moore,
what a new concept
I
here in
have
Chicago.
a question for you. What is the process? Let's say, as an educator, once a student is identified later in their studies, I'm not talking about 3rd grade. I'm talking about 6th, 7th grade, that cannot read, is having trouble, and you're wondering, scratching your head, how did they make it here? What is the process after identifying that said student to getting them on the right track?
So one of the things I would, I'm more so mathematics. I can speak to the reading a little bit. I'm more so mathematics, but one of the things, so last year we got a school district to move their data substantially. You know what we did? We focused our attention on the students that were right there, that were close to achieving proficiency, whose parents were engaged with us. So we created a chat with them. We did Zoom calls with those parents. We hyped them up. Students that came. We spent a lot of our energy on what's not working. There are a lot of children that are in school. There are a lot of parents that want their children that are contributing. And so when we start focusing there inside of, well, what about these children that aren't doing homework? What about the children that aren't coming to school? What about the parents that are engaged?
Right.
When we focus our energy there, that's when we started moving the data. And then we changed the culture around. And I did this as well in Alameda Unified School District out in California. They hit me up, was like, hey, now everyone wants to be in the Black Math Genius program because these kids are doing X, Y, and Z. We have to change the mindset of where we're always focusing our energy on the problems. Go towards where it's working, where the children want to do. Notice we're not having those conversations. We keep focusing on what can't be done, what can't be done, what can't be done. Now, what do you do when you have them? Your job as a teacher. It literally says teach. So if you get a child that does not know how to compute area, in middle school because they don't know multiplication. Now you have to teach them multiplication and area. You are the teacher. That is your job. As a teacher, I had students that could not do. But why I'm out here in this field and I'm considered an expert, because I had students at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade that were able to pass the entrance exam to get into college. I had students at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade that were taking AP physics online. I had students that were traveling that we took to Egypt to study the mathematics of the pyramid as 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
Wow.
So we want to focus all of our energy on what's not happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to respect both of you's time. Let me just say real quick, because I know I told you guys till 5 o'clock. But if you can stay over, Dr. Moore, I see you in your car. You like, I got somewhere to be. But if you could stay over to address these calls and continue the conversation, we would love to have you. But if you have to go, let me know, and I will definitely bid you a big thank you.
I'm okay. I appreciate what you all are
You'll,
doing. I appreciate
you'll stay, all right? And Dr. Abraham?
Yeah, I'll stay.
All right.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And callers, we see you. When we come back from this break, news, traffic, and weather, we're going to continue this conversation. Look, get in on it, but, stay short with it. We'll be right back.
News, weather, and traffic with Logan Page, that is.
Thank you, Ken. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Illinois Tollway imposes 57% hikes on cars and 30% for trucks. Jesse White tumblers impressed on America's Got Talent. NAACP Illinois State Conference to hold annual convention. Amazon expanding drone delivery in Chicago, and U.S. debt tops record $40 trillion. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
Here's BIN News Now. After more than 20 years of delays, Detroit's Perfecting Church says its new campus near 7 Mile Road and Wilbert Avenue is expected to be completed by the end of the year. Founding Bishop Marvin L. Winans.
During the crisis of the financial institutions in 2008, it stopped, but our faith kept growing.
The nearly 170,000 square foot facility will feature a 3,000 seat sanctuary and expanded community space. A California school district is facing a lawsuit over a high school field trip to a mosque. Parents claim students were encouraged to participate in religious practices and wear Islamic attire while challenging how the trip was conducted and how student images were later used. And the NBA's investigation into the Clippers is nearing an end. Reports say the league found no evidence that owner Steve Ballmer improperly paid Kawhi Leonard, though a review of the team's dealings with corporate sponsors is still ongoing. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Here's Terry McCready.
Black GOP Representative Byron Donalds winning Florida's Republican primary for governor.
Tonight, because of your sweat, because of your hard work, we have won a massive victory.
Congressman is endorsed by President Trump. Donalds will face former Congressman David Jolly in the midterms. Miami-Dade County's Black Commissioner Oliver Gilbert III winning the Democratic primary for Florida's 24th congressional district. He's closing in on becoming the successor to Black longtime U.S. Representative Frederica Wilson. The 24th district includes predominantly Black and Hispanic communities in northern Miami-Dade and southern Broward counties, including Miami Gardens and Little Haiti. Gilbert, a former mayor of Miami Gardens, argues that his experience dealing with issues at the local level has prepared him to represent the district in Washington. And he's been talking affordability in proposals aimed at expanding access to health care. Gilbert will face Republican T.E. Brown in November. All right, taking a closer look at primary voters. Political scientist Dr. Susan McManus notes they're typically loyal to their party or feel it's their civic duty.
Some congressional district races in Florida, there are 9 or 10 candidates on the ballot for one of the party's nominees, and those kind of things generate a lot of interest.
McManus doesn't see interest growing in Florida politics until after Labor Day and wonders if the overall negativity will affect the November turnout. A polling firm that released erroneous polls is shutting down. Median Strategies provided polls showing the Black mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, and former Wisconsin governor candidate Francesca Francesca Hong ahead with wide margins in their respective races. A message on the company's website now says previously published polling releases have been withdrawn and should not be cited. It also says Median Strategies was intended to be a short-term social experiment. A lawsuit filed by Minnesota's Black Attorney General Keith Ellison against Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The action is to force the extradition of Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent Christian Castro, who was arrested in Texas. Abbott has withheld signing the extradition warrant for several months, preventing Castro's prosecution for a non-fatal shooting in Minneapolis. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa facilitating a gathering of regional leaders to address migration to South Africa. This after a backlash against foreign nationals, leading thousands to flee. Protests by populist groups demanding undocumented foreign nationals vacate by June 30th led more than 170,000 to leave in recent weeks. Ramaphosa briefed a summit of the 16-nation Southern African Development Community about the challenge of migration. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
Before Destiny's Child became global icons, before the anthems, the awards, and millions of records being sold, there was a vision. And the man behind the vision was Matthew Knowles, the management powerhouse who helped transform the Houston-born Destiny's Child into the biggest selling female group of all time. On Saturday, August 29th, you'll get a chance to meet this visionary as he narrates with a 5-piece string ensemble some of Destiny's Child's biggest hits. Hear Say My Name, Survivor, and Independent Women like you've never heard them before. Destiny's Child Reimagined, narrated by Matthew Knowles. Experience live music differently. This classical funk performance is taking place Saturday, August 29th at the Congress Theater at Michigan and Congress. Get tickets for this extraordinary music experience at destinyschild.com. It's Destiny's Child, iconic and reimagined, featuring Matthew Knowles in Chicago.
It's Gospel with Pam Morris Walton, your gospel sister, on WVON Sundays, 11 to 2 p.m. Music to help you on your journey. I'll see you there. WVON.
Growing older doesn't mean slowing down. It means embracing a new chapter. Join Dr. LaDonna Ray for Senior Talks, featuring honest conversations about health, family, finances, community, and living your best life at every age. Get information you can use and inspiration you can carry with you. That's Senior Talks with Dr. LaDonna Ray, Saturdays at 7 a.m., only on WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON.
All right, guys. Don't you love it when a guest comes on, super educated, very passionate, and they come on and they say, yes,
I can stay over.
Right. I love what you're doing. Let's do this. Dr. Asada Moore and Dr. Mark Abraham are on the line with us, and they've been on with us on the afternoon show countless times before. They're both educators. They educate educators. And this is that we're talking about the creme de la creme of what education looks like. The question that we've posed is, whose responsibility is it to improve? I even watched my words when I was talking to you guys. Instead of me saying, whose fault is it? I don't like that. Whose responsibility is it? And not in a negative way, but to improve where we are with our children, with our students. So that way there's no finger pointing. I like how you gave us the process, Dr. Moore. And Dr. Abraham, I have a question for you. What is the process for a teacher that has countless number of students that are not making that medium point that are failing, is there a process for those teachers to improve on getting those to getting their numbers up for the entire classroom? Because it sounds like if we're going down the middle and we have those kids that have parents that are involved and they want their education, I get it. But what about the ones that fall by the wayside? Are the teachers ever held accountable for that?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, it goes back to what Dr. Moore was saying. You have to have a leadership team that actually puts it on the line, right? That actually says to the teachers, hey, here's my expectation. So what I talk about with educators all the time, I look at it from an asset-based perspective. And we do the same thing in schools where we look at the students where we're taking our, and I don't want to get too technical, but when we're taking our district benchmark assessments, those are your assessments you take, you know, to give a teacher and an educator where your kids are actually at in real time. We'll look at the students that are on the cusp and the students that are performing well and saying, okay, what can we do to put those students in the cusp in a small group setting and differentiate our instruction so that we're practicing equity and not equality. We're giving the young people what they need so that they can perform well. And then also looking at teachers and saying, well, everybody is not a set and get type of learner, meaning they can't just learn by you just talking at them. Some kids have to learn by kinesthetics. They got to be able to manipulate things. Some kids learn with visual aids. So it's important for that teacher to not just rely on the idea of, I'm just going to teach kids in one fashion. Another thing I want to say, though, and I wanted to chime in earlier, was we have to start getting literacy and buying books that allow Black and brown children to see themselves in the text. It is a very challenging thing for me as a Black person to read a text that never addresses who I am or never shows me inside of the book, because now I'm saying, do I even matter? And if I don't matter, this doesn't matter, so I'm disengaged. We got to provide text and literacy and opportunities for our students that show them who they are within the book. So, teachers need to be held accountable. Administrators, and my niche is working with school leaders, but school leaders definitely need to be held accountable. But the school leader needs to actually know the data of their teachers within their building so they can know how each teacher is performing and how they perform over several years.
Right. We have some educators on the line as well. I want to say Janice or Kay may be educators. You want to take Pianki first?
Pianki, you're live on WVON. Thank you so much for waiting, by the way.
Is this Sada Moore of Lansing, Michigan, Sankofa?
Yes, it is.
Sada, this is Pianki, St. Louis chapter of the National Black United Front, field coordinator for African Center Curriculum. Haven't spoken to you since the 90s when we had a conference there with Asa Hiller. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Fantastic. How are you?
And is that the Watson from Detroit, Michigan, who wrote the book Educating Black Children?
Is that who?
Is it other gentleman? Is he from Detroit? Apparently not. But you know what I was going to say is this.
I'm not from Detroit, no.
Yeah, what I was going to say is Frida is doing fine down here in Louisiana, as far as I understand. But the responsibility, Donna, falls with the parents, the community, and the stakeholders. That's where the responsibility falls. Nobody educates my children with something that I didn't want them to be educated with. And since the days that we're talking about, it wasn't no Browns. It was Black kids.
Mm-hmm.
It was Black kids. And let me say this too. If you got report cards coming from your school, and if they don't look right to you, take your child to Sylvan, and have them assay and see if they're doing 8th grade work. We've done that with parents and end up threatening to file a lawsuit on the school district if they did not prepare the child, provide for the tutoring that the child needed in order to bring them up to the grade that you say the child is performing at. That's your responsibility, parents. Do it.
Love it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother
Good luck
Pianki.
to you, Latata.
And Dr. Moore and Dr. Abraham, is it okay to have legislation in place that says after so many engagement attempts from the teachers, the administration, maybe it's 3 strikes and the teachers should be held accountable, should be arrested, a misdemeanor or something like that. I'm looking to go to the extreme because the risk of parents sitting back and not being accountable as parents falls on all of us, quite frankly, as citizens, as taxpayers, as potential victims of those kids who are neglected by their parents. Because it's not always the teacher.
It's not a neglect. It's not a neglect. I will tell you this: a lot of parents out there that they don't even know when the first day of school is. You know why? The communication is lacking.
Yeah, but
Number one, let me finish.
And
yes, it is lacking. The communication is lacking. We are living in a situation where schools are sending emails and that's it. You don't get report cards like you used to. They come in Power School or whatever the school is using. And if you go in there, there is nothing saying that you have checked or you have not checked, that they are checking you. If your child is getting grades, you don't know where they are if you don't log in. And you think they pick up the phone and call you?
Let me answer that. Let me tell you something.
I'm not really asking. I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. Let me interject now. You're a parent.
Absolutely.
You remember that when that baby came out of your body?
Come on.
And listen, pregnant for 9 months, you know damn well you have to be accountable. And we have to stop calling these parents who choose, whether irrespective of their social, economic, or education pedagogy, they have to have their asses accountable as well. Let's hear from the
This is not a coddle. This is not a coddle. I hear you, but this is not a coddle.
I'm just saying, stop letting them off the hook.
Okay,
you blaming the victim. You blaming the victim for the atrocities that they're going through. That's what's happening.
Explain that.
You got to think about. Well, if you think about the literacy rates for Black children right now, about 84 to 85% of them are not reading on grade level by 4th grade. You know, some people can say with those numbers being so disparaging that might be by design. When you talk about the racism that happens in the educational setting, it's the same racism that we see in the judicial system, and it's the same racism that we see in the medical field.
Absolutely.
So
I agree
for you to be victim blaming and saying 3 strikes and you get a misdemeanor is absurd, because we got multi-billion-dollar budgets that people are getting paid and they're still not producing any results. So I'm not letting the parents off the hook, but they're sending their best to our schools for 7-8 hours in hopes that we're going to educate them.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to blame parents, because we have a job to do. We're with the child for 35, 40 hours. And if you actually went into those schools, and I showed you oftentimes failing schools and schools that don't produce results, they are failing for a reason. Mm-hmm. It's not good systems, it's not good instruction, and it's not good leadership.
Exactly.
If you have good leadership and good teachers in front of students, the research is clear. Those students will perform better. So it's not trying to blame or point the finger at everybody. It's the educators putting the mirror in front of their face and saying, I have to do better.
Dr. Moore,
I think what Ken said probably seemed extreme, but what I heard from it is, how do we hold parents accountable? Because their inaction does have an impact on all of us. And
absolutely.
So I'm not all the way with where he's at it, but if you know that your child is in school and you go to orientation and the school says that we communicate via email, then it is your responsibility. If you have not heard from a school, you can go into the school.
Hey, your butt up there.
So we have to hold parents. There has to be some accountability, you all.
I'm going to respond to that when we come back from this break.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to traffic and weather. And when we come back, I got to respond to that. Okay?
Let's let the guests respond. They're the expert.
Ken, I love how you say, right? I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're doing.
Yes.
But I'm going to speak about this as a parent, because I'm frustrated with the lack of system that they claim to have in place. It is frustrating trying to redesign my mind around how they're using the technology versus how things used to be. We have to get on board all of a sudden. And when you go to spam, nobody's checking up to see if it really went. All of this stuff, there's no checking involved. So if you don't get it, you didn't get it, and your child suffers. That's what I'm talking about. That's the perspective I have. Let's go to break.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
After graduating TTI, I got my CNA license, and an organization called Skills of Chicago helped me get into Northwestern Medicine.
Northwestern Medicine has created a pipeline to medical education and jobs in healthcare for our neighboring communities. It's no wonder we're the third largest private employer in Illinois.
It's a place where it's like a flower. I can just see myself grow.
Because we treat our community the same way we treat our patients. Better.
It's Rufus Williams. Every weekday morning from 7 to 9, I break down what's really going on, politics, power, and the people shaping our community. Think of it like your morning newspaper, headlines, context, and what it actually means. So you can take it in, sit with it, and move smarter through your day. If you're part of the Root Crew, you already know. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, the comments are a whole other show. Family reunion happening in real time. Listen live or on the WVON app, or join us on Facebook Live. It's the Rufus Williams Show, weekdays 7 to 9, right here on 1690 WVON.
Activists Incorporated, in partnership with 3rd Ward Alderman Pat Dow, State Senator Maddie Hunter, and State Representative Kimberly Dupuy-Clay, presents the free back-to-school haircuts and hairstyles event on Sunday, August 23rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with music provided by Power 92's own DJ Nathis. Kids ages 5 to 17 can receive free haircuts, hairstyles, backpacks, and school supplies while supplies last at participating locations. Another barbershop, 843 East 47th Street, House of Heteras, 251 West 95th Street, Hair Experts Barber College, 216 East 47th Street, Hair Experts, 5401 South Wentworth, Studio B Barber Salon, 2113 South Pulaski Avenue, RV Barbershop Bronx Cuts, 15306 Page Avenue, Bronzeville Barber and Beauty Salon, 122 East 35th Street, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Services for boys and girls are available at select locations. For more info, call Aclivis at 312-766-7145. Supported by the Sisterhood and Grand Boulevard Prevention Services.
Get your outfits, grab your crew, and get on board with the Me Plus 3 special starting at $1,000 per person. This time, join the Foundation Fantastic Voyage 2025 cruise will be fun, entertaining, and this will be a once-in-a-lifetime event with seminars, fitness workouts, parades, concerts, and much more starting at $1,000. Call 214-495-1963 to book your Me Plus 3 cabin. Prices are based on 4 passengers in the cabin, so book today while they last and before cabins are sold out.
When you're finally off the clock after a long day, dishes put away, kids asleep, feet kicked up, heartburn. Don't let heartburn take over your hard-earned moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets begin neutralizing stomach acid in seconds, so you can get back to your one more episode marathon. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Use as directed.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic updates. And Ryan, downtown 95th, stop and go traffic 31 minutes. I-57, Ryan I-80 is at a snail speed 20 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan I-80, 94, stop and go traffic 35 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State is at a snail speed 45 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfville Post Office is bumper-to-bumper traffic 55 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic 58 minutes. And Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing 16 minutes. Your weather for 2 days, Chicago, partly cloudy, stray showers. High of 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. High of 80 and a low of 64 in our city. It's currently 78 degrees and cloudy. I'm Logan Page. And that's your traffic and weather update on WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
So crazy right now. Most crazy.
All right, we're back. Cooled off, right? You're listening to the afternoon show. Let me just reiterate that school starts on the 24th, next Monday, I believe that
What
is,
school
for
district?
CPS.
CPS.
All right. High schools, or should I say schools that have started already, are usually in the suburbs. My kids started on today. We have Dr. Asada Moore on the line, and we have Dr. Abraham on the line as well. And the conversation came up about the technology or the systems that are in place for involving or informing parents. Now, I'm not coddling the parents. What I'm saying is I have a tech degree, and it's difficult for me to follow the information because I grew up in a school system that sent notes home, that had bulletin
hybrid.
boards.
Yeah.
That wasn't a hybrid. There was nothing electronic about it. But then the combination of electronic and paper were on my first two sets of kids.
Right.
This set of kids suddenly switched over to all electronic. Now, I'm expected to go into something like Power School to register my children. No problem. When I registered my children, it said registration complete. But the principal sent me an email 5:30 last night saying your child will not be able to start school tomorrow because they're missing X.
Sure.
It also said that they have been trying to communicate with me for the past 2 weeks
Via technology.
via email.
So
I did a search. I'm going to land this plane. I did a search for the emails. They weren't there because I can check my emails. I can check what has been sent, spam,
et
trash,
cetera.
all
Got
that. Not there. And then now my son is being penalized because it was something simple. So I took it up there today. Now, if I went through that and I'm a techie, what about someone who's not? What about
Got it.
someone who doesn't understand that only form of communication is all they got?
Right. So the experts are on the line, and you and I cover this over the break. And I'm glad we heard your vents.
Stop. It's irritating.
It is, but I don't work for
Dr.
the
Moore,
schools.
I'm listening.
Dr. Moore, Dr. Abraham.
Yeah, I can agree that there's a lot of tech. In recent PD that I did, I said we need to scale back the tech as it relates to students. However, that's not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about children that are late to school every single day, children that miss multiple days of school, children that never get their homework done. As a parent, you cannot believe that a child never has homework. I'm talking about parents
That's my
that
point.
don't come to conferences.
Yes.
And there are some schools that not only do they send out emails, they use Power School, they use ClassDojo, they're using some of everything. And so what I'm asking, at what point are parents held accountable and responsible for the education of their children?
Thank you.
And then if that is the case, because we say that this happens a lot in low socioeconomic communities, which it does, and especially in Black communities. So anything that we do is going to seem like we're targeting Black people because that's where the largest problem is at. And so I think that it is going to take, they didn't like a lot of the policies that I did. When I first got there, I raised the mathematics scale. They had 60% was passing. I raised it to 70%. Oh, Ms. Moore, everybody's going to get mad. People are going to transfer. Let them. I can deal with having a very rough year if I'm able to change the culture at this school that this is one of high expectations.
That's it.
So that's we need to do that, but parents have to be accountable. We cannot keep throwing this on teachers who are also parents.
Thank you.
All right.
I want to hear Dr.
Abraham's
on response on this.
So,
he co-signed for the parents. Go ahead.
So I ran a school, and we had about a 60% graduation rate when I took over. We got an 87% and 93% for Black males. The Obama Foundation used my school as a model school for New York State for my brother's keeper, which is also in Chicago public schools. So for me, as a principal, understanding those variables, understanding that I might not have a lot of parent involvement for whatever reason, I like to remove barriers for my students. And the removing the barrier for the student is, my teachers assign homework, but we also have an expectation that you're going to go to the enrichment after school program where there's tutors there that's going to help you with this homework.
Got it.
I want to remove all the excuses from me as a school leader for why my students won't succeed, because at the end of the day, for any other profession, no matter what the profession is, you can't blame outside factors for your failure. If you're a lawyer and you want to be a high-performing lawyer, you can't blame whatever other reason for why you're not succeeding. Successful schools and successful people take the ownership and they get the job done. Winners win. That's the only way I know how to approach this game and approach this work. So I'm always going to look at myself and look at the school and the system we put in place so that my students can excel.
I love
So
it.
that's just my philosophy on how I approach education.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abraham and Dr. Moore.
You gotta get
Thank
them
you
back
for-
on here.
Absolutely. Thank you for unpacking this. I think we can do a whole town hall meeting on this for about 4 hours. You guys let me know when you're ready.
Easy.
Okay? Because we
anytime.
got to get kids ready to go back to school. They're supposed to go back on the 24th. Guys, I hope you heard this and share some information with how you can better prepare your students and a neighbor's students, whomever's students in the community, so that they can learn and excel, so that we can take care of our own. Thank you so much, guys.
Ken, LaDonna, thank you both. Appreciate it.
Of
Thank you.
course.
Right.
All right, callers, we see you on the other side. We're going to pick you up. Janice, you've been holding
Yes,
Cedric. I like to call him SETI. And then we'll get to the rest of the callers straight when we come back from this break. News, traffic, and weather. Come on, Logan. Tell us some good news.
Thank you, LaDonna. I'm Logan Page, and here's what's happening in your local and national news. The Illinois Tollway Board is giving the green light to the state's largest toll increase in history. The toll hike is part of a 15-year, $26.5 billion driving connections capital program. The proposal would increase a 57% hike for passenger vehicles and 30% for truckers. The plan goes into effect on January 1st. In other news, Chicago's Jesse White tumbling team wowed the judges during Tuesday night's America's Got Talent quarterfinals. The team performed a fast-paced routine featuring flips, jumps, and somersaults with 92-year-old founder Jesse White, also part of the performance. Simon Cowell said the performance was even better than their first audition, while Howie Mandel urged viewers to vote. The team's fate depends on audience voting, with the results announced tonight. In other news, the NAACP Illinois State Conference will hold its 89th annual convention September 18th to the 20th in O'Fallon, Illinois. The event will bring civic leaders, policymakers, advocates, and business executives together under the theme, We the People. The 3-day convention will feature policy discussions, workshops, youth programming, and the statewide U.S. Senate Candidate Forum. The convention will conclude with the NAACP Illinois State Conference Black and White Gala featuring keynote speaker Leon Russell, chairman of the NAACP National Board of Directors. In other news, Chicago is among 500 cities expected to receive expanded Amazon drone delivery service for lightweight packages. The expansion is part of Amazon's efforts to increase the availability of its drone delivery program. The service is designed to deliver eligible packages directly to customers by drone. And the U.S. national debt has surpassed $40 trillion for the first time, reaching a record level. The milestone reflects years of federal borrowing and growing government spending. The rising debt is renewing concerns about the nation's long-term finances and the cost of servicing the debt. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM. When it comes to celebrating our Chicagoland communities, Wintrust is here for it. We are proud to support small businesses in our own backyards, like Pies of London, authentic English savory meat pies made with the best ingredients, located at 1071 Rolling Road in Elk Grove Village. Pop-in plates, kitchen rentals, catering, and classes at 64 Lester Road in Park Forest. And Fusion Beauty Academy, professional training for cosmetology and more, located at 18 Ohio Street in Joliet.
Two LaDonnas, one unforgettable conversation. Tune in to Senior Talks on Saturday, August 22nd at 7 a.m. as Dr. LaDonna Ray welcomes Chicago radio icon LaDonna Tittle. Hear stories from her remarkable broadcasting career as she discusses her upcoming documentary. That's Senior Talks with Dr. LaDonna Ray, Saturday, August 22nd at 7 a.m. only on WVON.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you and living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good afternoon, Chicago. Hope you're having a happy Wednesday. I'm Logan Page, and here's what's happening in your traffic right now. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic 32 minutes. I-57, Ryan's I-80, stop and go traffic 21 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan's I-80, 94, stop and go traffic 30 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic 47 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolftown Post Office, stop and go traffic 51 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic 57 minutes. In Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing 17 minutes. Your weather for today, Chicago, partly cloudy, stray showers tonight. High of 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. High of 80 and a low of 64. In our city, it's currently 78 degrees and cloudy. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your traffic and weather update on WVON 1698.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right, guys. Boy, I tell you.
Let's get these callers.
In between the breaks, I love it.
I'm fussing and cussing.
And
guess what I'm cussing and fussing at?
Me. I heard it. Okay. Yeah. What time is it? I'll tell you what. All right. This is it's the afternoon show, but this August, aside from it being hot, WVON TV invites you to feed your mind, renew your spirit, challenge your perspective. Watch Bound and Woven with Rufus Williams, Serenity, Strength, and Style with Sylvia Ewing and Friends, and two powerful documentaries, Wronged, The Maurice Carter Story, and Behind Our Walls, exploring justice, resilience, and the power of second chances. Watch anytime on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV Plus, the WVON app, or at VON.TV. WVON TV, for the culture, by the culture. You ready to get these callers?
Yes.
All right, let's go straight. Did we lose somebody?
Kay left us.
Kay, oh man, that sucks. Okay, let's go to Janice. Janice has been holding forever.
She has been. I want to hear from Janice.
Hi, Janice.
Hey, Janice, save me, Janice.
I work at the university in the education department.
I told you we needed to talk to her.
I said, and I saw the difference in between the North Shore schools and the black schools. And one of the superintendents told me something. We fear our parents. I will never forget that. He said, our jobs are on the line if our test scores aren't right. They don't lose jobs. And do you know something else I want to say? Phonics. You can learn phonics for free right online. It's the Right to Read Foundation. Go to their PDF. You can pull that off. And have you ever heard of Robert McNamara?
Yes.
Okay, Robert McNamara's wife, Maureen McNamara, she started Reading is Fundamental because when she worked in the Washington schools, kids couldn't read. Those books are all free. You can't get the black schools to request those books. Dolly Parton just moved into this area, providing free books for birth. I think it's until 8. It may be older. And but I'm saying most of my black teachers were straight up lazy. And I didn't see it until I got a chance to see my nephews and going to schools that weren't in my community. But one thing, they didn't play. My nephew had to learn phonics, and they gave him a sheet, and his mother had a sheet. So when he forgot his sheet, he had to ask his grandmother for the sheet because his mother was at work. And my mother said, "Where is that sheet at? I want to see it." The next day. And it's no excuses, man. We make too many excuses. It's a parent's fault. My mother could diagram a sentence. They didn't teach us that. My mother taught me. And one day she said, "You've educated yourself. Go into these schools and see." Now, Mr. Ken, you were a politician, so you had a better chance than others. Why can't these public school people send their children to the same school they're teaching at? I guarantee you some changes would be made.
Oh, wow.
Look at you.
I guarantee
That's thank you so much, Janice. Oh, that's a heavy one. If you send them to the same school that you're teaching at, or maybe in the same school district. Think about that. All right, let's go ahead and grab Cedric. Hey, Cedric.
Janice, I agree 1,000%.
Yeah. Cedric, hey, you're live on WVON.
Brother KD and sister Dr. Ray, how you guys are doing?
Well,
Save me, brother said.
Okay. All right, let's get going. Let's talk about the formative years. That's from the age of birth to 8 years old. It says that's the most critical point in early childhood development. There are milestones that have to be reached from 3 months old, 6 months old, on and on and on. So what I'm hearing is that you guys are not teaching your children nothing until you're going to wait until you send them to kindergarten before you even open a book for that child. In my opinion, it is the parent's responsibility because there's no teacher in sight from birth until the time that child gets to kindergarten. And that is the most absorbent years of that child. So, and Ken, you notice that they say, I can tell by the third grade, this child's going to go to jail or not. You want to know why? Because they say that child has zero help at home.
Absolutely.
I can tell they're going to go to jail because I can tell by the way the kid read. You're going to miss this whole, listen, my children, 4 years old, 3 years old, going down the street, they talking nonstop. And it's up to the parent to engage with that child. And what happened was is they jammed those iPhones and them pads in their kids' hands. And now that window of deep learning, and when you send your child to that school, they don't have no confidence because you didn't teach them nothing from the time they were born until the time they got to kindergarten. And you can't hold a teacher accountable unless you do your part. One last thing. My daughter came home from school. This is like in high school. She came home from school with a paper that had an A on it. My wife looked at it. She's like, this is not A work. This is D work. She called the teacher and said, you gave my daughter an A and this is not A work. I know what my daughter can do because I taught my daughter. And I know damn well my child ain't going to have all these run-on sentences, all this sloppy writing, and you going to give them an A? So you cannot hold a teacher accountable unless you hold yourself accountable first to your child, because it's up to you to know what your child can do.
Well,
so if you don't hold your child accountable to your standards, then you accept the BS standards that these teachers are putting on your children and giving them and putting A grades on garbage.
Thank you.
That's
Mic
what's
drop.
going on here.
Mic drop, Cedric.
You know something?
He laid it out.
He did, but it does take both.
Ain't no but.
It does take both. It takes both because the teacher, if she's the paid professional, right? She's part of the budget. She's part of the tax dollars. She should not have put the A on that paper. Now, if she's putting the A on there, she's not doing her job. And what if the parent,
she's not informed?
She's not informed on what is not an A?
On how to teach, how to educate.
If it's okay, I hear you.
Everybody who got an education degree is not qualified to teach.
That scares me because that's like saying someone who does nails doesn't necessarily know how to do pedicures. I don't know.
You got stabbed and stuff before by these.
Yeah, I have actually, but no, that's.
So I learned so much from the callers.
Let's go to the next caller. Let's go to Susan. Hey, Susan, thank you so much for your patience and waiting. Susan,
sure. I wanted to ask Asada some questions, but they're gone now. But yeah,
she's probably still listening, Susan.
Oh, she can't answer me though. But
now you got me curious.
Well, I'm always advocating training for parents because, like you're saying, LaDonna, there was no communication. It's like, one, did they sit down and say, this is our method of communication, this one sole way, and we're not going to make any other attempts because we want a record of what we've done that's, unquestionable, as opposed to having to pull phone records. I mean, did they give you a heads up at all on this is how we work?
Yeah, they did. So when you go to the parent orientation, they tell you that electronically they will be communicating with you. Absolutely. But my issue is
exclusively.
No, they did not say exclusively. Now that's what I was going to say. That my issue is they did not say other efforts would not be made. They call me when my son gets into a fight. They don't send me an email, right? They call me if
That's
my
a fundraiser.
right. They call me. No, they don't call me for fundraisers,
Mm-hmm.
but they do call me when my son is sick in the nurse's office. I got to come get him. You see, so I know the phones
education isn't
work.
the priority. All the other activities of the students are the priority for real-time communication, and education issues are not real-time communication live with the parent.
That's a good way of putting it. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I did also want to comment with what Asada said about the 6th and 8th graders doing AP work. I read something, and I've read it more than one time. You know, like the monks that used to sit and study, and that was their job. They studied all day long. This isn't what I was originally going to say, but I'm just, filling in since they're not there. I was going to tell her this, though. The things that they studied that took them, it was such a difficulty for them, are things that kids do in grammar school. So I said that to say it's like the 4-minute mile that could never be done, and the 3-minute mile that could never be done. And then once that got cracked, everybody started doing it. Learning and so many things in life are more of a psychology of being determined to do it as opposed to ability or not ability. Because nobody could do the 3-minute mile because nobody did the 3-minute mile until it actually happened.
That's right.
So like I said, these monks that were studied people, because remember, nobody else read. Everybody else just worked physically with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
They were the only ones that were literate, and they were the only ones that were academics. And the things that they knew through all that hard ass work is things that kids in grammar school, the early part of grammar school, are taught. So as we progress, we're supposed to actually get smarter as a population, where same thing, same principle. What you learned in 3rd grade, I learned in 1st grade.
Yeah.
What you learned in 1st grade, we did in kindergarten.
Susan, I got to slide in because we got to go to break. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Guys, we're going to go to traffic and weather. And when we come back, we're going to go straight to the phone lines. I promise. When we come back on the afternoon show. Ooh, this is heated.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Chicago, are you ready? Chicago Public Schools are back in session Monday, August 24th. It's time to get the backpacks ready, sharpen those pencils, set those alarms, and get 300,000 students ready for another year of learning, growth, and possibility. To every CPS student, parent, teacher, and school leader, we're cheering you on because education is the great equalizer. It's the pathway from opportunity to possibility. Let's start this school year strong. Chicago Public Schools back to school Monday, August 24th. WVON cares.
I'm your Magnolia Blues man, Sir Henry Cheatham, inviting you to join us on WVON 1690 for some real American music and culture. Here on Classic Blues and R&B. Check us out Saturday, 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. on WVON and Classic Blues and R&B.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. pricing participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, WVON TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. VON TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Greetings, WVON family. It's your brother and friend, Bomani Obedelli of the Activist Hour. Join me on Saturday mornings as we discuss a holistic and public health approach to addressing community violence. We will also be discussing ways that we can create a safe, peaceful, economically thriving, and healthy communities. Join me Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. on WVON for the Activist Hour.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, it's the afternoon show, heard Monday through Thursday with Dr. LaDonna Ray. Ken Duncan is filling in for Atiba Buchanan.
Yes. Aren't you loving that I'm here? You ready for me to go?
Oh, you be raising my blood pressure.
Your blood pressure needs to be raised.
No, it doesn't, Ken.
But I'm not here to agree with everything.
I don't need you to agree, but, I think that our banter has been so natural that, and I'm getting a bad reputation. Let me just put it out there. Like when I have you or Atiba, there's a lot of, she's always coming down.
I ain't
on
worried
the
about
men.
you. Sometimes
But
let you rant.
But see, here's what happens. Like I'm a boy mom, right? And I'm not trying to be your mother, but I'm also a boy. Can I say a boy sister, right? I have all brothers. So
you're the only girl?
I am.
Oh, see.
So it's the chemistry. It's natural for me. But
Yeah.
my goal is never to put men down. Never that.
Oh, no.
I don't.
I
When
don't see that.
Yeah. When I see that, it hurts me because I know that's not.
I'm not gonna let you do it.
character is.
Number one, and for the
You've been
record,
saying let this whole week. So what happened? Where you been? You went to a retreat.
Uh,
Let.
you
Okay.
ain't gonna get look here. Sometimes I just sit back and let you do your thing.
You can, you know what? You can always put that out there. I'm never trying to punk you. Okay.
Oh.
That is not my goal. That is not how I see it. Obviously, if a man and a woman were in a physical fight, he let her beat him up if she did, right? We get that. That's like goes without saying. But in this sense, I wanted to I don't want to apologize because then I'm a simp, right? I just want to say deal with it some days. Like today,
That's
I took my
okay.
medicine earlier.
You should have taken it
I'm
last
just
night.
kidding.
And
I ain't
this
got no
morning.
medicine. I'm drinking water. But no, I really appreciate you. And we do bring it back. Let's get to these callers.
Yes,
We got
that's what-
7
'cause,
minutes for real.
They're gonna take out for me. Watch
They're not thinking about you. We talking about
or
education.
agree with me.
We're going to go on in order. Let's go to Leonard. Hey, Leonard. Is this your first time calling, Leonard? Thank you. You're live on
Literally,
WVON.
he a rookie. He ain't new to this. He's true to
Come
this.
on, son. This is not my first time. We already talked.
Come on, Leonard.
I know. I'm just trying to change
Leonard.
I'm trying to change the subject. Let them get through. How you doing, Leonard? Real quick.
I'm doing good. I'm gonna be quick about the whole little thing. You got all these smarty-arty degree holding folks that's got degrees in underwater basket weaving. See, I don't have any college at all, none whatsoever. But I'm 1% of Black America that's a non-degree holder that has a 6-figure income.
Come on.
And has a high 800 credit score. Now, you know how that happened? I did this thing called Pass the Common Sense Test, which I passed that on to my children. See, that's how I go. All of this, they be thinking they got degrees and all of that is a flex. It's not a flex. The Common Sense Test seems to be the hardest thing for people to pass in this great country of ours.
I got a question for you, Leonard.
You hear me?
Did you
I hear you,
encourage your children to get their education even though you did not?
That sounds like he's more
No.
educated than his
I'm
kids.
asking. I just want to know.
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
College is a hustle.
It is.
See,
Absolutely.
now, Leonard,
I'm still
come on
paying
now.
my student
Leonard,
loans. It
don't
just-
remind me, man. I just had to break a Spellman
Absolutely. Thank
check
you,
out.
Leonard.
No, he didn't.
There
You know,
I mean, it's like this. How many people was cheering themselves on at like 40, 45, 47 years old, talking about, woo, I just got done paying all my college debt.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, but do you have a marketable degree,
right,
or do you have a PhD in underwater basket weaving?
I love it. Thank you, Leonard. All right, let's go
I
ahead
agree
and get
with
to Marcus.
Leonard 1000%.
Absolutely. Hey, Marcus, you're live on VON. We got to keep it short, guys. We ain't got but like 4 minutes. Hey, Marcus.
Okay. Hi. How are you all? I'm
Doing
sorry.
good.
Art thou fine.
Get to it.
I
Get
just
to
want
it.
to say something. Yeah, I was about to speak some other language.
Oh,
I just want to say that, in my opinion, it's both the educator and the parents, because when I was coming up, I learned how to read and write before I set foot in any Chicago public school. That when I set foot in the public school, the teachers had their favorite kids, and I wasn't one of their favorite kids, and I was overlooked, and they kept trying to flunk me, and my mother knew better. And
They
she
kept trying to
said,
flunk me. I never heard that one.
yeah, they kept trying to flunk me. And then during high school, I'm trying to make this fast. During high school, I was late for first period class because they were teaching me stuff that I already knew, and they weren't challenging me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of kids need a challenge. I think they need to be motivated. And lastly, we living in a lazy society. Everything is technology. Technology is good, but kids should be forced to learn how to read a book.
That's right.
And AI do the reading.
That's right. Come on. I love it. Thank you, Marcus. We're going to go to Patrick. Hey, Patrick, you're live on WVON real quick.
Yeah, how can a teacher try to flunk you if you're passing your test and doing all your homework?
That's why I chimed in, Pat.
Our people lie too much, man. And if you're a kid and you failing in school or you can't read or do basic math, that's totally on your parents. Because when I was a kid, my father would call me to the kitchen table and he'll be reading a newspaper and he'll make me read out the newspaper to make sure I was reading good. So if you're a parent and you're not doing that for your kids, you're not investing in little Dr. Seuss books, you know what I'm saying? And in the summertime, you going to buying workbooks and having them do certain tasks throughout the summer. And you're a failed parent. You don't care about your kids' education. It ain't all on the teachers.
Right. Hey, Patrick, can I ask you this real quick? Because I know we're running out of time.
Especially when the teachers got to do what they told.
Right.
And
So,
what
Patrick,
they told may not be the right thing for our kids.
quick question, Patrick. Just hold on. Should parents go to jail after 3 strikes?
Oh, come on.
I wouldn't say they need to go to jail.
How do we hold them accountable?
But they need to be held accountable. Just like
How do we do that?
That's a whole
make
other
them
show.
come up to the school. You make them show up at the school and take, sit with their kid through some tutoring. They got to take time out.
With their bonnet on and pajamas?
No, you going too far.
This is why kids that have babies young need to be taught. You need to be reading to your baby at 6 months.
I don't know.
Not letting them listen to.
You took a stab at some young people. You took a stab at some young parents, and I'll tell you this: that ain't got nothing to do with. I see old parents.
Let me tell you something. I worked at the Board of Education for 10 years, and let me tell you, every single year, 33% of the incoming freshmen were pregnant. Okay. You need a program for them.
Okay,
with their babies. I know what I'm talking about.
No. I look. I'm coming from the other side of that. I'm coming to the other side of that. But thank you, Patrick. I was talking about something totally different. Them having young parents.
Yeah.
What do you consider
most
a young
parents
parent?
are young.
They are. They should be, right? You can't. Anyway, let's go to Tiffany before we get out of here. Hey, Tiff, you're live on WVON.
Yeah, I just want to say that I think that there needs to be an all-out reading initiative for parents when at birth, during that prenatal time. We need to be in doctors' offices giving out books, encouraging parents to read. When they deliver their baby, we need to be at the hospitals. And another thing I want to say, these churches need to come together, and these communities that have these schools that are low performing and get on one accord and offer reading. Reading is fundamental. Reading programs for these children beginning in preschool.
Teach.
I love it. Thank you so much, Tiff. That's definitely
what's
drop.
up.
I want.
And my church adopted. We adopted Wendell Phillips High School.
Okay.
And the grammar school, Wales.
What I'm talking about.
My
I
church.
love that. Well, I tell you what, guys. Thank you so much. We want to thank our guests We want to thank our callers, each and every one of you. Everyone is appreciated, not just some callers, all callers.
Are you speaking for yourself or me? Who is the we?
And thank you to Ken Duncan, State Rep Ken Duncan. I want to say something positive about you. I'm just having a hard time. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Thank you, Ken Duncan, for being here.
Oh, you're so kind.
Thank you for having, someone asked me, said, does Ken add to the conversation? I said, absolutely.
I would say absolutely too.
Yeah, I know you would. But you do. You add to the conversation. And thank you so much for all of the comments that you put out there.
A lot of comments.
We got a lot. I can't wait to read them when I get home. And keep them coming. Keep sharing the show.
Y'all something else on these comments.
Yeah, they're coming in heavy. And I want to thank you guys for just giving us a chance as WVON. We are a combination of news, journalism, and commentary. Keep that in mind, all right? And the phone lines are backed up. So you'll be able to hit them tomorrow morning with Rufus Williams. He'll be here at 7 a.m., guys. We're out of here. Dr. LaDonna Ray, I'm out. Bye-bye for now.
Good evening, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Dr. Assata Moore discusses Black student literacy. Supporters rally for Pastor Michael Flager. Flood watches return to Midwest. Bears second-string quarterback Tyson Bagent suffers hamstring injury, and key witnesses testify in Tupac Shakur murder trial. National news from the Black Information Network's up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
First, here's BIN News now. After more than 20 years of delays, Detroit's Perfecting Church says its new campus near 7 Mile Road and Woodward Avenue is expected to be completed by the end of the year. Founding Bishop Marvin L. Winans.
During the crisis of the financial institutions in 2008, it stopped, but our faith kept growing.
The nearly 170,000 square foot facility will feature a 3,000 seat sanctuary and expanded community space. A California school district is facing a lawsuit over a high school field trip to a mosque. Parents claim students were encouraged to participate in religious practices and wear Islamic attire while challenging how the trip was conducted and how student images were later used. And the NBA's investigation into the Clippers is nearing an end. Reports say the league found no evidence that owner Steve Ballmer improperly paid Kawhi Leonard, though a review of the team's dealings with corporate sponsors is still ongoing. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Here's Terry McCready.
Black GOP Representative Byron Donalds winning Florida's Republican primary for governor.
Tonight, because of your sweat, because of your hard work, we have won a massive victory.
Congressman is endorsed by President Trump. Donalds will face former Congressman David Jolly in the midterms. Miami-Dade County's Black Commissioner Oliver Gilbert III winning the Democratic primary for Florida's 24th Congressional District. He's closing in on becoming the successor to Black longtime U.S. Representative Frederica Wilson. The 24th District includes predominantly Black and Hispanic communities in northern Miami-Dade and southern Broward counties, including Miami Gardens and Little Haiti. Gilbert, a former mayor of Miami Gardens, argues that his experience dealing with issues at the local level has prepared him to represent the district in Washington. And he's been talking affordability in proposals aimed at expanding access to health care. Gilbert will face Republican T.E. Brown in November. All right, taking a closer look at primary voters. Political scientist Dr. Susan McManus notes they're typically loyal to their party or feel it's their civic duty.
Some congressional district races in Florida, there are 9 or 10 candidates on the ballot for one of the party's nominees, and those kind of things generate a lot of interest.
McManus doesn't see interest growing in Florida politics until after Labor Day and wonders if the overall negativity will affect the November turnout. A polling firm that released erroneous polls is shutting down. Median Strategies provided polls showing the Black mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, and former Wisconsin governor candidate Franchella Francesca Hong ahead with wide margins in their respective races. A message on the company's website now says previously published polling releases have been withdrawn and should not be cited. It also says Median Strategies was intended to be a short-term social experiment. A lawsuit filed by Minnesota's Black Attorney General Keith Ellison against Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The action is to force the extradition of Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent Christian Castro, who was arrested in Texas. Abbott has withheld signing the extradition warrant for several months, preventing Castro's prosecution for a non-fatal shooting in Minneapolis. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa facilitating a gathering of regional leaders to address migration to South Africa. This after a backlash against foreign nationals, leading thousands to flee. Protests by populist groups demanding undocumented foreign nationals vacate by June 30th led more than 170,000 to leave in recent weeks. Ramaphosa briefed a summit of the 16-nation Southern African Development Community about the challenge of migration. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
The views expressed on our programs are not necessarily those of WVON, Midway Broadcasting Corporation, or our participating sponsors.
Chicago, set those alarm clocks. Chicago Public Schools are back in session August 24th. New year, new possibilities. From WVON, the talk of Chicago.
Live from the Xfinity Studios, it's the station that America listens to, WVON, Berlin, Chicago. It's Tavis Smiley on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
I'm gonna try to keep it coming. Things ain't always so but I'll be alright as long as I can find the good. Yes, I will. Somehow I can make it. You sing it like my song. Don't you worry, I'm gonna be around.
Live from historic Limerick Park in Los Angeles, California, I'm Tavis Smiley, and I'm so glad to see you and me back in stride again. Before we get started with today's show, let me invite you to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The Real Tavis Smiley and get updates on X, that's formerly Twitter, at Tavis Smiley. By the way, should you miss any part of today's program or want to catch up on previous shows, you can always visit the TavisSmileyShow.com. That's the TavisSmileyShow.com or wherever you get your podcast and listen to the Tavis Smiley podcast version of this live program at your leisure. Another great show on tap for you today. It is the day after primary day in Alaska, Florida, Wyoming, and here in California. So we'll whisk across the country and talk to a couple of winners today. Today's number, though, is 8. The number is 8, and that is a record. We have only elected 3 black governors in the history of this republic. Who are they? Right quick. Only elected 3 black governors in the history of the country. You got it? All right. Deval Patrick, Massachusetts. L. Douglas Wilder in Virginia, Commonwealth of Virginia. And the current governor, Westmore in Maryland. There you go, Miles. The only 3 we've elected. David Patterson, of course, was governor in New York after the Eliot Spitzer drama, but he was lieutenant governor and moved on up. But we only elected 3 black governors in the history of this country. And now there are 8 in this election cycle alone. There are 8 African Americans who are now the Democratic or Republican nominees for their party after the big win by Byron Donalds in Florida last night, Black conservative. Byron Donalds wins the Republican nomination for governor in Florida to succeed Ron DeSantis. He was on this program yesterday as our last guest, and they went on to win last night. So you know who they are. There's John James in Michigan, Black Republican. Byron Donalds in Florida, Black Republican. And 6 Democrats who are the nominees for their party. Keisha Lance Bottoms in Georgia. Jermaine Johnson in South Carolina. Wes Moore in Maryland. Aaron Ford in Nevada. David Crowley in Wisconsin. And Stacey Plaskett in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I am pleased to say every single one of them has been on this program, except Miss Plaskett. We'll get her on the docket out in the Virgin Islands. Why not? I wish I could travel there literally and not virtually to talk to her. I could use some time in the VI right about now. But 8 is the number of African Americans in one cycle who are all the nominees for their major parties to be the chief executive of the state. So all that said, in our second hour, we'll talk first to Oxford professor. Say that again, Tavis. Oxford professor Pepper Culpepper. I can't say it. Can't say it right. Pepper Culpepper. Say that fast 3 times. Pepper Culpepper. Pepper Culpepper. Anyway, Pepper Culpepper is his real name. His new book is called Billionaire Backlash: The Age of Corporate Scandal and How It Could Save Democracy. Listen to that again. Billionaire Backlash: The Age of Corporate Scandal and How It Could Save Democracy. I get the argument. We'll let him make it. And then we'll take a short flight up to Northern California virtually and talk with Melissa Hernandez, one of the 2 runoff candidates in the special election to replace Eric Swalwell, the now disgraced former congressman and former California gubernatorial candidate. That race is tight. I'm looking at the numbers right now. Still too close to call. So we don't know who's going to succeed Eric Swalwell, but one of the 2 finalists, Melissa Hernandez, will join us later in this program on the backside of hour 2. In hour 3, 2 more conversations. Up first, Barack Obama's tan suit is back in the news. Lynn Sweet of the Chicago Sun-Times will explain how her lighthearted search for Obama's tan suit has reopened the serious debate about the consequential effect of that 2014 press conference and his foreign policy legacy. She'll explain that. And then on the B side of hour 3, we'll close today's show in dialogue with actor and musician Michael V. Epps, a.k.a. Mikey, about the end of the highly acclaimed series The Chi, where he played Jake Tapper.
Are you looking at apartments?
My building going up on the rent.
You want to move in with me?
Don't play with me.
No, I'm not.
That's a big step.
I know.
Are you ready for that?
I think so.
You better be sure.
Let's just try.
Did that make us official?
What you mean by official?
I mean no cheating.
Sure.
You don't sound sure.
I can't promise I'll be perfect, but I'm down to try.
Me too.
A clip from the series finale of The Chi. Great series, great run. It is now over, and we will talk to, actor and musician Michael V. Epps, a.k.a. Mikey, who played Jake Taylor in the series in our last 30 minutes today. But in this first hour, 2 more conversations here. We're going to try to squeeze an 80-pound show into a 40-pound bag, as if you couldn't already tell. So 2 more dialogues in this first hour. On the B side, we'll travel to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and talk politics with Mayor Cavalier Johnson. And when we come forward, we'll commence today's show with Oliver Gilbert, winner of yesterday's 7-way race in Florida to succeed longtime CBC member Frederica Wilson in the 24th Congressional District. Okay, y'all pray for me. Let's see if we can do it when we come forward.
California to the Carolinas. Everybody's listening to Tavis. When we come forward.
This report is brought to you by Aleve. At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day. But Aleve is here to help keep you moving forward. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief. So don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
When it comes to celebrating our Chicagoland communities, Wintrust is here for it. We are proud to support small businesses in our own backyards,
like Pies of London, authentic English savory meat pies made with the best ingredients. Located at 1071 Rolling Road in Elk Grove Village. Pop-in plates, kitchen rentals, catering, and classes at 64 Leicester Road in Park Forest. And Fusion Beauty Academy, professional training for cosmetology and more. Located at 18 Ohio Street in Joliet.
Walk, bike, or run. With more than 350 miles of paved and unpaved trails, the forest preserves of Cook County are where to get outside and get healthy. This message brought to you by the Forest Preserves of Cook County. Visit fpdcc.com to explore the forest preserves.
This report is brought to you by ComEd, powering lives. Here's a great savings idea. Did you know you've got the power to manage your energy? Yep, from usage alerts to energy saving programs and more. ComEd has all kinds of ideas to help you gain control over your energy saving costs. Find out more at ComEd.com/energy savings.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good evening, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic, 24 minutes. I-57, Ryan's I-80, stop and go traffic, 19 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan's I-80, 94. Stop and go traffic, 27 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic, 48 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfville Post Office, stop and go traffic, 45 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic, 44 minutes. And Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing, 16 minutes. The weather for today, Chicago, partly cloudy, stray showers. I have 77 and a low of 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. I have 80 and a low of 64. In our city, it's currently 78 degrees and cloudy. I'm Logan Page, and that's your traffic and weather update on WVON 1690 AM.
Helping to make you the most knowledgeable person in your circle of friends. This is Tavis Smiley.
All right, here we go. Trying to squeeze this 80-pound show into a 40-pound bag. We travel first to Florida, where Oliver Gilbert yesterday came out on top in this 7-way Democratic primary to succeed U.S. Representative Frederica Wilson. She's the one who wears the hats all the time. It is Florida's 24th congressional district. Oliver Gilbert, congratulations, sir. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing well. I feel great, man. Thank you for having me on.
No, it's my pleasure. As I said, 7-way Democratic primary. Tell me more about about the gauntlet you had to run yesterday.
Listen, man, I've never been a part of it, never seen anything like it, Tavis. It was really, really, really amazing. We had a bunch of money flow in there, $2 million of negative ads against me in the last week, just the last week, $2 million. And it was a lot. But when it came down to it, it came down to my record and the Congresswoman's support and what she's been in our community, and those two things together, and just keeping working and having those conversations with people about the type of district and type of America that we want to actually live in. And so those type of conversations, people would come to the polling place. I'm out there, standing out there in front of early voting, telling me what I said and telling me what I did and what I had done for them and who the Congresswoman was for them. And it was truly a victory of people over a lot of money.
Yeah. I want to get to the money in a second here, the negative money specifically. I can guess where the money came from. I'll let you tell me where the negative money was coming from. It's happening in every one of these congressional races, certainly even in black races. We'll talk about that in a second here. But I've known Frederica Wilson for a long time. I've been at this for a while, as you know, and had the honor to know pretty much everybody in the CBC, and I've interviewed them and hung out with them, traveled with them. It's the blessing of my life to have known so many of these CBC members. And I'm at the age now, and they're older than I am. They're at the age now. Many of them are stepping aside. Some of them are hanging on. I saw Maxine Waters. She was in the studio a couple of days ago. Her 88th birthday was last Saturday. So Maxine, 88, and was in studio again a couple of days ago. She's still there. She ran and won. And you got Benny Thompson, who's up in age. He ran and won. So there are those who are hanging on. Al Green lost to Kristen Menifee down in Houston, as we know. But there are others who are standing down. Frederica Wilson and others who are stepping aside. David Scott literally died on the campaign trail. So we're seeing a shift here now. I was just looking at an article before I came on the other day about how so many older Democrats got walloped in these midterms by what this article termed an anti-establishment revolt. So there are a lot of older Democrats who have lost in this particular cycle. But when I think about Frederica Wilson and others who've served honorably for so long, who are now at the point in their lives where they want to step aside and spend the twilight years doing something different, it leads me to give you an opportunity